Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Are we ASMRing now?
Hello.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm one of those transgender immigrants that the prisons are doing.
Yeah.
Oh God, why are you immediately going on that?
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, Lily.
Perform a transgender operation on you.
Look,
Yeah, Lily.
I learned late, okay?
I heard you came from Canada, and that's pretty odd.
Anyway, so welcome to Kingdom Hearts.
I don't
Cherished.
even know what's being talked about right now, but it's probably too
presidential
controversial
debate.
for right now. Anyway.
I'm glad that you came illegally. I found that to be the best part.
What the fuck is going
Now
on?
get over here and let me cut your dick off.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I guess it's demonetized immediately,
Nah, who cares?
as usual.
Who cares?
They were gonna demonetize it anyway.
They're
so
gonna
who cares?
demonetize it anyway because the songs I use. I'm never
Yeah.
changing it. Say all the dick jokes you want right now.
Yeah,
By the way,
this is
Get-
the stream.
get Yomebot in here,
No.
or else.
Or else what?
I'll do that to you rather pinky this time.
No one even knows what you're talking about. You think anybody shows up for the pre-streams? We're gonna jump in to the room. Haja. Haja baba.
Sha sha sha.
Hasha sha sha. We're here. We're in the room. We have things to talk about, including what happened last time. Does anybody want to tell me? If you wanna say it. If you wanna tell me what happened.
You know, Yomebot's been
You're saying a
fucking
lot.
silent. I think Yomebot should.
I don't think so.
I don't think Yummy can do it.
Look, all right,
Don't feel
let's
like fucking around,
figure it out.
Liz.
Let's figure it out here.
Are you gonna? All right. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna roll a dice.
You put that thing down.
You don't want to roll. You don't want to roll. You want to volunteer instead.
You know what? No, let's fucking roll it. What are you,
Roll the
why
dice.
not? Right?
Roll the dice.
Shit, anything can happen. Well, look at that.
Yeah, it's a 3. What happened last time?
Anyway,
Where are the chances?
last time in Kingdom Hearts, the number 3, the team goes to talk to some fish of the not from here variety. After deciding that we don't want to fight, actually, if we're going to chill at the very least for now, and they go chill to their secret base, which is this pond. In a sick pool. And in here, they tell us a little bit more about themselves. They are from the southern continent that got fucked when the Heartless hit. They didn't do as well because they didn't have a gigantic, great protector to be there for them. So they didn't do good. There's a lot of them that are moving over here now because they're effectively refugees. This entire place fell to darkness. Don't even worry. That happens to all of us. Presumably also 3 of us. We don't all have a Gilgamesh laying around to just take all the darkness. Furthermore, they are apparently aware of some legend of some great Leviathan told by their captain, who's an extremely fucking powerful Cherished. Turns out in the southern continent, they believe that the Cherished aren't to be protected, they're to protect, and their captain is a fucking girl boss. World's most ancient, powerful grandma. It's a little scary. That pond over there, that's her magic. That screaming ghost over there, that's actually just like a photo shoot of her, of the ghost that we have right now. That's a memory. That's also part of her magic. This shit she's very fucking strong. And also apparently has the power to predict some things at the very least. And apparently a wind dragon that was in this area in the northern continent where we are, in brackets, was going to at some point turn into some sort of some sort of more akin to like a water thing. And she was very sure about this, just didn't know when it was gonna happen. Because you can't really predict the apocalypse like this, except for the fact that the Northern Continent knew for a while, and they didn't say anything to anyone. They just went, yes, who cares? And they threw the Keyblade Masters away. Man, the management crisis on this side of the island was not very good. Let's not sit on that one for too long right now. They're coming over here primarily also to fight a great darkness that is over in the cove, which we were going to anyway. And they're like, if you guys want to come fight us and prove that you're real warriors, well, we're doing that. And we all went, you know what? We're going that anywhere. We're doing that. So we all went and did that. We took a boat and we got here. Here's the gigantic fucking dark side that we fought. Upside down figure A. It had shield magics, which is very scary. But more importantly, it reflected the damage that you did to it back at you unless you roll a specific number. And the fight went on for a while until at one point Gilgamesh did a lot of damage. And he fucking died. Or at least by terms of paper was knocked out and went flying, rocketed several fucking 100 feet into the sky. And hit the piece of flying land that was doing the moonlight thing. And then went, you know what? Nah, I'd live. And then he came back down with the power of some sort of weird darkness thing. Because for a moment, he kind of did like the classic demon swordsman thing. And also had a keyblade. Which, I mean, cool for him, except it's gone now. The Keyblade was there, it's gone. And he lands back down. The good news is, he might not be dead. As far as he might be still living, which is still very strong for Gilgamesh, considering that he is just like a bag of heartless in a trench coat. But he is alive. And we're all catching up on that. And he is not dead. I'm very surprised he actually survived that.
Look at that Keyblade.
Yeah, there it is.
Look at that Keyblade.
There's the Keyblade.
Zion, do you want to say hi?
The Keyblade?
Did you hear Zion?
No, I said meow though. So
You interrupted
there is
Zion.
something that we do need to take care of now that you have said those things. Thank you very much for saying the things you did. I would like to direct everybody's attention to Gilgamesh's side of the room.
Yeah.
Oh boy! All right, here we are.
Gilgamesh, are you looking at your side of the room? What?
Gilgamesh is fading away.
Gilgamesh, no! Don't fade away, Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh.
You can't do that twice. Come on, get over here.
Sorry, I was desperately making my lunch dinner. There we go. I'm here now. I have food. Now then, what's on my
could you
side of the
focus
room?
on your side of the room for a moment?
Yeah, I'm here.
So Gilgamesh, I'd like to direct you toward some things you have here. See all these things you got over here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete this.
Oh.
I'm also gonna delete this.
Oh.
I'm also gonna delete this.
Oh.
I'm also gonna delete this.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, not that one. Those are hard to get.
And Gilgamesh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you these.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you this.
Huh.
I'm gonna give you this. And Gilgamesh, you may wonder why I'm giving you these things.
I'll guesstimate, but why?
Well, because Gilgamesh. One second, let me press the enter button right here. There we go. Gilgamesh, it loves you.
Oh, great.
It'll make you feel better, Anthony. I'm brushing Zion right now, and she's really comfortable and really enjoying it.
Oh,
You're
thanks.
not enjoying yourself, but you know.
It's very hard. It's
appreciate-
very hard to see what is going on with these guys. I do understand that, Gilgamesh. I do understand that.
Do you have a new fucking face for these things now?
There's no face, but I do want to.
Not particularly.
I do want to give it something. So There you
Oh,
go.
their hearts.
There you
How
go.
nice.
There you
Oh,
go.
They're all
love
hearted.
There you go. There we go. Now we at least know like what's going on with them. Know that they're different.
Look at a glance, you know?
Yeah. That isn't the only thing though, Gilgamesh.
Oh, fuck.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
I just want to do that to you to half of your mana real quick.
What?
I wouldn't worry about it, but yeah, I just want to do that to half your mana real quick.
What do you mean that you can do that to the mana too? How do you have evil mana?
Do not ask a question that you know the answer for.
It's just mana.
It isn't.
Just mana. Did you say just mana? Okay, get over
Yes.
here right now, Hibiki. We're having a lesson right now. This is
Magic lesson.
evil mana.
And finally, Gilgamesh.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got to give these to anyone yet.
Oh, cool. That sounds
Right.
awful.
I would like. You know those 2 guidance tokens you have right there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna replace them.
If you look at the card over here, your funny gold cards,
You're special now.
There you go, buddy.
Did
From
I
now
unlock a
on,
prestige
from now on,
class
you
without
can.
realizing it.
From now on, you can have those instead of guidance.
Oh,
it's so funny you said those words.
I think I've unlocked the prestige. I think I've actually unlocked the prestige class.
From now on,
Yeah,
you can have
you're in
those
a
instead of
prestige
guidance
class now.
for a while.
Hmm.
We can talk more about it at a later time if you want, but at the moment, just know that this is happening.
Hmm. Okay.
Why?
Who knows, man? But there is still technically ways you can avoid not using these hard actions. So that's good. There are ways you can avoid it. Like, for example, like if you strike combo, you only have to use 2 regular attacks anyway. So you know, there's that.
Just think about that for later. You say.
Yeah.
So
Now-
I either combo or I can
So
go
you
engage in
combo.
darkness.
So you choose what matters most to you, not comboing or comboing.
Fuck.
Now, one more thing. I was
Of
going
course
to
there's
give
one more.
going to give you guys all new magics today. Not until you guys figure out how to use the crystallized knowledge that you guys found, but I was decently sure you'd figure it out at some point. I don't have those for you, so we're not going to do that today. That being said, if you guys do end up finding out how to do the crystallized knowledge thing, maybe we'll figure something else out. Who knows? But we'll give you guys your magics probably next time. That being said, the last time, Gilgamesh did fly up into the air. He did look off and around, seeing many different things, including a large ship that was off in the sky. He also noticed a lot of the islands around, a lot of the like floating like mines and islands and stuff that are around the planet seem to be moving. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Before anything, I'm gonna give a regular guidance token. I'm gonna give a regular guidance token over to Zarel. I'm gonna give 2 of them for that recap. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
No problem. As you guys are now on the ground, both Imp and Lilac making their way over to you, because even though the circle is still here, something did still collide with the area above and turn off the moonlight. The moonlight is off at the moment.
I wonder what did that.
I also wonder, because you're down here.
You see, it was just a small piece of the key sword that burst. It just flew straight up.
Oh, that is another thing. We should probably move that off of your sheet real quick.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
bro.
let me delete that off of you. Give me a moment.
It's go ahead
What
and
materials do
give
I
you
get
back
out of
this.
Let me know when you get a new weapon. I'll put it on the back of your character.
We'll say for the moment. We'll make it a little tiny square. I like the little tiny squares. They're very fun. Move a little tiny square over here. And you had said what you still had last time.
Mhm.
So I think we'll go with that. As you are going to have as a little tiny material, you're going to have the key sword's hilt.
Oh.
You can type it down in that if you want to. You can make it bigger or smaller if you want to as well, as long as it only covers one spot.
Mhm.
So why the hell did that
Okay.
get moved down? What the heck?
It's getting it got locked in
Lock.
because of
I was
the
taking care of it, but yeah.
locks and their magnetic personality.
Technically, it's still the
Oh,
keychain's still
magnetic.
attached.
If you want,
Technically, it's just
Welcome to our
dangling.
proficiency.
from-
Let's go.
Great news.
I
I'm
will
kidding, I'm
take
taking that off.
I will take the key sword away,
Yeah.
never to
Hey,
be seen again.
I broke it over the dark side's ass. So that was pretty cool.
You guys, at this point, Hibiki and Muna, you guys had figured out that you guys were holding onto that crystallized knowledge that had dropped from the body of the dark side. The dark side completely dispersed. You guys saw little hearts going off into the sky. Everything's great. Wonderful. Good job.
Everything is wonderful. Oh, sorry. Heart, heat from fire, fire from heat.
You got
There
it.
we go. Hello, hello,
Hello?
hello.
I'm Muna.
Sorry, sometimes I have to do that.
No, that's your prerogative, Muna.
Well, that just happened. Sorry. Anyway.
God.
Just to clarify though, you changed the fucking eye on the. Okay, I just saw that.
I
Chico,
didn't do
though.
anything.
I will
The keys.
Sorry about that. I don't know why you had the thing going. I will
Is
admit,
everyone all right, though? Sorry I couldn't make it in time.
I will admit, I didn't think that something like that would go down as easily. You truly do
Easily.
have the ability to fight the darkness.
Of course
Yeah.
we could. So, have you your proof now?
We're gonna go back to this song because they're gonna get me for it anyway. Might as well keep using it. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Like, whatever, who cares?
So, you gonna eat that?
Mm,
Motions toward where the dark side was.
Oh no.
eat a,
Oh wait. Hold on.
why hold on?
We have two people we promised delicious meals to. You know, you can have this one.
You see Imp make their way over to it. As they do, they open their mouth as if they're going to try to nom around at the air around this place. However, there is nothing there from what you guys can see.
You know, funny, we actually don't see what you see, so this looks really funny to us.
Are you eating
It's not-
anything?
It's not letting me.
What do you mean it's not letting you?
Well, you're not
It's-
allowed to.
It's this is weird.
We did not go through all this effort to be stonewalled by some invisible force.
It feels like something's there, but he like switches his hand in front of himself. It's fading.
Faded?
Darkness doesn't just die. Darkness doesn't just disappear. It's
I don't think it's working very well right now.
Oh, sorry, did I bump into you? No, I didn't bump into you.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, I can't see anything. He just reaches out his hand in the air, just looking for something.
Maybe it has something to do with what this was. So it's not every day one of these things falls.
Mm-hmm.
You guys said you fought another one of them before when I wasn't around.
On the dam.
How much is true?
It's not here. It feels like before now, I never saw one of these things lose. These are big deals. Back in my world, at least from what I remember of it before, these things basically own that place. The chaos is sort of molded around them. They're one of the strongest beings in the realm of darkness. They're not supposed to lose. But I thought it would be like anything else. It's still a heartless.
Instead, it's defeated but not gone in a sense.
It's not gone now, but feels like it's fading, like it's moving somewhere.
That... I wonder if it's the other.
The Gilgamesh just kind of reaches out towards where it's trying to bite at it or suck
Gilgamesh,
it up.
as you're moving your hand through the empty space, you feel something there. It's almost like you're moving your hand through some kind of a gas. There's something there that's moving away from you as you touch it, but it isn't nothing you can solidify grab.
It's like grasping at strange air. You can feel it, but where?
I can't help but notice something.
What's up?
Lilac points up toward the area where the moonlight was coming down from. That up there is moving.
Huh.
Look up.
It is moving.
It is very far away, so it is difficult for you guys to see, but you do see that it is slightly listfully moving in the sky. They're not supposed to really do that, right?
Well, I don't know a lot about floating islands, but from what we understand, I don't believe so.
They're meant to stay over the areas that they stay over so that the gummy train can keep its stops correct. But I guess without the gummy train or the rails that it makes, maybe they're drifting, or maybe something else is making it drift.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've heard of floating islands moving around when they shouldn't have been.
In fact, Lord Cube had a mine apparently fall down.
Lord Cube.
Yes. A horrible monster that invaded my world.
If you're pointing up toward those things up there, I can tell you one thing about them, at least from what the captain had said. If you want to know.
Yes, please.
Sorry, you had to push the A button for the dialogue to keep going.
What? Just looks down. What the fuck?
Where'd that come from?
From what we know of those things, it is no celestial body forming that into whatever it's doing. They are moving based on the whims of something upon the earth. Whatever is moving those things are still firmly planted on the ground. There needs to be a tether, something connecting them to the magics of this world to move them. If you're speaking of that giant fortress in the sky, it should not be the thing that is moving them. You could maybe push it or something with that kind of a object. But as far as them moving themselves, it needs to be something connected to the magics of this planet.
So it'd have to be something down on the ground.
Not a lot of things have the power over that thing up there. Certain beings are powerful enough that they can move them without permission, but mostly, from what the captain said, you need to have access to something to move them. And I believe the only access that would be around is up at the castle, atop of the destroyed tree, or over at the gummy ship station. Both of which, I believe, are out of our reach for the time being. The station, from what I understand, is in ruin.
If they have to be at the castle itself, then there's only one other person I can actually think of that could be moving
We have
them.
contenders, yes.
Either way, there's nothing we can do about it right now. Let us make our way inside. We must see if the captain's treasure is inside. Anything else, it is for you to take, Leviathan. As I promised before, all you needed to do was show me your power. And the four of you definitely have that in spades.
I was about to remind you that we work as a team. Not to know that you caught on the optic there.
You did pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. You were able to throw us like it was nothing. That was incredible.
It was very powerful.
Strength is more than physical. I have still much to learn. Come. As he starts making his way toward the large skull, you note that the three of them are still taking care of Glenn, who seems to be the most roughed up of them all. But Glenn is like giving like a thumbs up over to you guys. Bob is like holding him in his hands like, ah!
You three did amazing as well. Should we use some of our magic and heal them up?
What kind of question is that, AVK?
You're right.
You guys know that you guys already have magic healing them. Muna had used the shield, and that is still going.
Okay, we're good then.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as they're actively being healed, I have no problem.
You see Imp look toward the area that feeling's coming from. It's basically all gone now.
Are there?
Wondering where it's going.
Is it possible that Heartless can regenerate?
Regenerate? Well,
heal from this.
I think that's something only you I think that's something only you can do. People in the realm of darkness, we don't really need to do that. If we die, we die, and the darkness makes new. It doesn't fix old. That's something that only happens in the realm of light. But I suppose if there's something that can manipulate darkness, maybe?
Unless it takes the old and makes the sudden.
Didn't those only show up after the chaos side get destroyed? Isn't that where they came from? Am I not remembering that right?
You guys think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you say you couldn't have done anything with it, you couldn't have done anything to the other two that have died. Maybe. Is it possible that that thing could reform if they're all dead?
I don't know. Again, usually beings of darkness like that don't really come back after they're gone. It's not in our nature to heal or to fix other things. But I suppose
If
there
you
are
haven't seen
outliers in
something
any
like
world.
this- If you haven't seen something like this go down before, then anything could happen, I suppose.
We're in very new territory, yeah. And again, just like in the realm of light, there are things out there that seek only destruction. Maybe in the realm of darkness, there are things that seek forever longevity. I mean, there's me, but he shrugs.
I guess we'll just have to play it by ear. Let's go inside. Thinking on it's gonna only hurt my head more.
You guys start to follow. Bloop. As you do, let me... Probably not going to be on this for quite a while. This is actually supposed to be potentially a fighting area, but you guys didn't need it after I remembered that there was a big thing of light covering it.
Do you remember the big circle? The big Urkel, as
Big
one would call it.
circle.
Big Urple.
The big Urkel.
No.
I don't feel a map increasing somewhere.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You guys step in. As you do, you are able to see what appears to be a large amount of gold and a large amount of treasure just spread throughout this entire place. It doesn't look as if any of it has been really touched all that much in quite a long while. But it's all seemingly scattered, maybe due to falling rocks from inside the cave. You know that apparently the pirates had this place basically down secured for a long time because this place was protected by the wind god. So not a lot of people have been here. But you guys see quite the number of gold and jewels and everything scattered about, including what appears to be a humongous demonic skull in the very center of the room.
Ooh, look at the skull.
That is quite large.
Ignoring the treasure, going immediately to the skull.
Look at Mesh. Ooh, treasure. Ooh, skull.
It's here.
You guys step out. As you start making your way over toward the skull, Muna, you do find, as you get to a point where Arkan is, he puts his large hook between you and the skull for a moment. Allow me to see if the thing that my captain wants is here first. Would you allow me that?
Of course, of course.
If you guys are allowing him to look through the treasure first, he makes his way to the skull. He looks it over, but he doesn't seem to stay on it. He goes over toward the large pile of gems and gold off to this side. As he begins looking through things, he just sort of scoops up a small pile of it, but then lets it fall between his fingers. Doesn't appear to be interesting to him. He makes his way over here to the other side. He looks and sees that there is another chest. He digs inside of it. He sees what appears to be a small orb-like thing, but he returns it down into it as well. As he looks through everything, finally, he makes his way over toward the far section of the wall. He sees a stone that has some writing upon it. As he looks to the stone, he picks it up. He examines the writing. The stone is very small, basically can fit easily in this gigantic thing's hand. He smirks at it and he places it into a bag before returning to you guys. I have what I came here for. The rest of it is yours, Leviathan.
Well, we can only thank you for your help. Although I do have to wonder, what were you looking for anyway?
A rune. One that
A
my
rune?
captain was looking for. A rune that is said to contain the essence of death.
Death magic.
No. The essence of death. Basically, this rune was meant here to protect the treasure here. It was the last vestiges of a magic of a dead man. Interesting. My captain wished to study it.
Interesting.
So, does she need it for any reason at all? Would you mind if I looked at it? That was not part of the deal. I understand.
Well, it may not be part of the deal, but if we are to keep working together, I don't see why we shouldn't cooperate with each other. If there's anything we can do for you, we'd be happy to help.
My orders are to get this for my captain. Are you attempting to order me, Leviathan, to let you see it?
I suppose I would be.
Ooh, I didn't expect that. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh,
Look at Sorrel growing up into a dragon.
I was gonna have you roll negotiation. Instead, I want you to roll demeanor.
my god. A difference of 1, will it matter?
It's less of a difference of 1 and more a difference of what the result will now be.
Yeah, do I get my ass kicked or not? That is the question. I'll put one, why not? I wasn't even like from Sorrel's perspective, he wasn't expecting to challenge something. He's like, oh right, I suppose I am now.
17's pretty good. Rolling again.
Solid.
Or roll me one more time for a fleeting.
Oh boy. Fleeting from the internet.com. 13.
All right. He looks to you. You see, for the first time looking at this creature, almost a smirk go across their face as the sharp teeth of this shark man are now fully visible to each of you. He steps forward and he pulls the rune out from his bag and shows it downward toward Lilac. I will give you until we leave the cave. If you try to disappear with it, you will be the next one I face. Is that fine with you, Leviathan?
I think those are fine terms.
I will wait by the entrance then. Take your time. Thank you. As he walks by, he does stop and look over toward Yuzurel. It was until this very moment there was some doubt in my heart. But now I see that doubt is misplaced, great Leviathan.
May believe as you wish, Arkan.
He gives a nod and he keeps going. He will wait by the entrance. There's a little cove for him and everything right here.
I got him a little waiting spot. We'll even give him a little puddle.
You know?
And it got dark in here.
In a way, since you hatched, it was hard to believe, but moments like that remind me that you truly are more mature than we gave you credit for, Sorrel.
I would hope so, considering I was born a fully grown man, but I do appreciate your belief.
Thank you, Sorrel.
I hope you can find what you're wanting to look in there.
I'll definitely give it back.
Sure.
Don't worry about me running off with it.
Oh, I would not recommend it. That guy looks very scary.
She will
But
float
then-
over toward where the rocks are right here and just sort of sit down.
But that's when the elves, that's when the
Yes.
elves come, and then she gets her ring of invisibility, goes to the elves to get them to stop the dwarf.
God damn it.
At this point, you guys have the lay of the area here if you want to look through anything.
Who the fuck put G toes here?
No, look at the whole thing. It says, Liz,
Gatos.
God damn it.
I love Jitos.
Okay.
That kind of looks like that skull that you had dragged earlier with that Draco bag.
it does a little.
It's very much a demon.
So a lot less table sized.
It's like, are there just jewels, Deco? I see a lot of like emeralds and rupees.
There are gems and jewels all throughout the area, and mostly it is gold coins. As you look at the gold coins as well, each gold coin seems different from each other, as if these are gold coins from many different worlds.
Ooh.
Do I find any coins that look reminiscent of my world?
Looking over at the things, there are no gold coins that are represented in your world, because mostly you would know that the humans in your world mostly traded jewels with each other.
Oh, right. Do these jewels look like that?
These are very large jewels. Looking at the jewel that are here, they would be mostly, from what you would know, to be things that mages in your world might use for crafting. Whenever actual jewel is concerned, they're like little tiny jewels. They're not like rupee sized like in Zelda.
Right.
Most jewel in Fairy Tale / Phantom Lord / wherever the fuck you are from, they're mostly reminiscent of shards of jewels that people found underground and shit.
My bed was very it was very, very pokey.
Yeah, and you liked it because you were a big scaled dragon.
Yeah.
You, Susie Deltarune, spikes on bed.
Where is everybody wanting to go?
I think I will go to this treasure chest if you do.
I'm checking out the skull. I want to see if there's some magic in there.
Okay.
I guess we'll go checking on this side of the map. Oh god, I'm sticking to the floor.
Are we at the side of the room? No, we should
potentially.
We should be fine.
You can put it further in, that's fine.
I'm going to see if there's anything interesting in these.
In the bones. Going over to the bones.
You're like, let me see the bones.
So listen, see all the shiny glitter? Obvious treasure. Corner full of remains, hidden treasure. If I was a big treasure hoarding creature, I would do that.
All
I
right.
think they call those pirates, but I do understand what you're talking about.
We are going to start with the two going over to the treasure chests.
You go ahead with the treasures. They smell like my dad.
Oh.
Capitalist.
You make your way over toward.
Close.
You make your way over toward the treasure. Upon going there, Zarel, you're going to go and make your way to the northern treasures. First thing you notice, there appears to be some kind of a large cylindrical, like golden object that is inside of the treasure chest. You can actually see it a little bit on the thing here.
Ooh, cylindrical.
It almost looks as if it is an arm or a leg of some kind of mechanized creature, but entirely made of gold.
Someone just stole a leg.
As you look it over and as you pick it up, you do note that it appears to be less mechanical than you thought, but definitely more, again, like maybe like a peg leg or maybe like something of that nature. As you check it out, it does appear to be hollow. And as you look at the tip of it, the very end of it, this false leg, this golden false leg, also has remnants of a cannon.
Oh.
Great news! If one of us loses an arm or a leg, we've got backups.
You find what appears to have been maybe some kind of robotic cannon that maybe one of the crewmates of this thing, maybe they had a robot and maybe it shot cannonballs out of its leg. Who knows?
Here was a fucking badass.
So from the actual item, it looks like it's like a scroll case.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a fucking Elder Scroll.
Like it's the Elder Scroll, but it doesn't work here.
It literally, like, don't worry about the actual look of it. I'm telling you what it actually is in the thing.
Yeah.
It appears to be a cylindrical false leg of some kind that seems to double as some kind of a cannon or some kind of another thing. You might be able to use it just as a weapon if you wanted to.
Yeah. If we ever have someone lose their leg, though, I guess we have an option. But
You might be able to just fire it like a cannon.
I mean, yeah, it's just
Also a gun.
Well,
You are going to be gaining an item that I am calling the Golden Cannon.
great news! We can put you a second gun.
Looks at it. I can't lift that.
Yes, you can, Hibiki. If we try hard enough, you can lift anything.
Other than that, the gold and jewels around are probably worth something.
Yeah, but I mean, are they worth individually each one? I don't know.
Who knows what they're all worth? Who knows? Who knows?
$3 adjusting for inflation.
Hibiki, you make your way over. You find the item that he had brought out of this thing. You see that small orb-like thing that he brought out. As you look it over, you would recognize this as what you would think was what you guys had seen over by Whisper's place. Whenever you saw what the heckin' I swear to God I can speak. The catalyst of the lighthouse was. Remember the thing that was inside of the orb, inside of the thing?
Yeah.
This appears to be one of those. You see what appears to be one of the beacons. That's what I was saying. One of the beacons of a lighthouse.
I was wondering what you were trying to say.
Speaking of a lighthouse just in the chest.
You guys remember that was sort of what you thought was here.
We actually found one.
This is what we needed to power the ship, isn't it?
It is what you need to either power a ship or to turn on a lighthouse.
Hibiki will pick it up. Huh.
It might be unlocking speed travel.
It is up to you guys whether or not you guys want to attempt to light a lighthouse with this, or if you want to maybe have a flying ship.
It's like Sophie's choice.
Council later.
Again, other than that, there is a bunch of money around. Lots of monies.
Lots of gold.
Very gold, very monies.
Very money, very gold.
Gilgamesh, you make your way over into the stones and bones over in the corner here. As you make your way, you find that as soon as you step near where the bones are, you hear almost like a breathy cackling.
Looks around.
Hold on, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a no, hold on.
Time?
No, it's the twin echo. No.
You got it.
We're not gonna worry about it. You see, looking at this bones in front of you, you see nothing. However, if you guys note that there is a set of bones up at the top of this cliff here, you find that there is a sound coming from the top of the cliffs. What are you doing here, dragon?
Exploring.
Exploring, eh? Probably means you've been to many places, eh? As you get up toward the top of this place, you see a skull that has an eye patch upon it. In this, as you look to it, the eye patch is somewhat off-centered, where you do note that the eye that it would be covering appears to be blank, as if there was never an eye socket there to begin with. Do me a favor, dragon. Can you fix my eye patch? I don't have the muscle to do it myself.
Questions first. What are you?
Oh, I'm far too distracted by all these sights and sounds, dragon. Only you could help me focus.
By moving your eye patch. What's a mortal life if you don't take risks? He just kneels down to it.
Do you fix the eye patch over top of the socketless part of its face?
Which side?
Dealer's choice.
He just slightly moves it towards the blank side.
So making sure the side that has an eye socket or the side that doesn't have an eye socket?
I mean, there's no reason to have an eye patch if he doesn't have an eye socket.
So you're covering the one that should have an eye in it.
Yes.
Gotcha. As you cover that up, you hear, perfect. I knew I saw something in you. Such a people pleaser.
Perhaps you need to get your eyes checked.
I would if they were here. Say, you've been all over, have you not? Do you not have anything that would help me in any way? Any something that will wet my whistle?
He just looks in his pockets, just...
You know, it's a lot easier for someone to talk whenever they've got reason to. And a good drink is a great reason, don't you think?
There's plenty of water around.
Water? No. Believe me, I need only the finest of things. So if you would be so kind as to give me some wine.
Can you even drink anything?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, surely there must be something like that in these piles.
Surely. Come back with some wine, and I will be much more talkative with you. Anything you want to know, even that which you don't want to know, shall be all yours.
You would find that
Force.
list of questions. You'll get your wine, Skull.
Did anyone else hear that scratch effect? That record scratch?
And
It just continues to cackle as you leave.
All I can think of was
So
those.
you found the Halloween decorations. I did. I don't know that in my world.
I just can't help but remember clips of that one VR game with the talking skull, and you just throw.
I know exactly what Deco's referencing.
Thank you. I was hoping someone would.
I know exactly what you're referencing. And
Muna.
unfortunately,
Yeah, what's up, man?
Unfortunately, Gilgamesh does not. So he's gonna go look for some wine.
I was fixing to say, if you know, then you know exactly how to get through this. But
I know exactly how, but Gilgamesh doesn't, and now you have his entrance.
Muna, as you make your way over toward the large demonic skull in the center of this room, you find as you look to it, it appears to be very much dead. Upon checking out the bones of this creature, you can tell that whatever this creature was, it was extremely powerful. Looking to the bones themselves, you can tell that the bones almost seem different than normal remains that you've ever seen. As you look deeper into the slightly shadowed, slightly weathered bones that are here, you can tell just by looking that there is an air of brilliance about it, more than any bones that you would normally find at any kind of resting site would be. These bones appear to have almost a prestige about them. Upon looking at them further, it seems almost like they're already sanctified. They're already purified in some way. Either that or the creature itself, these bones could not have been tainted before.
Well, there goes that ritual. All right.
It appears to be the bones, from what you can tell, of a demon. But again, to see a demonic set of bones without any sort of diminishment or corruption within them is very, very unique.
This is rather interesting. I wonder if Hades has anything to say about this. Should I? No, I don't want to bother him. How is the surrounding? Does it look like a proper burial?
It does not look as if these bones were buried. In fact, it looks as if this skull was brought here by a secondary party. The bones themselves, again, they are still weathered. It isn't like these bones can't be hurt or broken or something, but they have almost like a sanctified feeling to them. They have almost a sense of they were either already buried or they were already special to begin with.
Well, to do nothing would be almost an insult to this greatness, so let's see if I could get something quick here. I shall try to do a nice ritual for the deceased.
You attempt to do any kind of ritualistic things that you would do. You finish, and again, it feels as if for a moment that it is, you know, enough of something, but again, it almost feels unneeded.
I hope you didn't mind for something as great as yourself. I assume a second ritual wouldn't be too much of a deal.
Muna, this is very interesting. As you begin talking to this creature, you've never felt this before, because why would you? But the more you talk at it, the more you get the feeling of nothing is listening. Before, usually when you talk to bones or you talk to things, you almost get a feeling of, you know, oh, this is a dead creature. This is something that I want to make sure passes on, able to get through whatever is going on. There is no presence of any kind coming from these bones. It's as if whatever these remains were emptied of whatever consciousness could possibly have been it. In your mind, looking at this after performing the ritual and seeing what you have, this is less the remains of a creature and more almost an empty vessel or almost an object more than anything that was alive or dead.
Well, that's concerning. Or is it? Well, it's unfamiliar, that's for sure. Perhaps I should let bygones be bygones, but perhaps I'll consult Hades about this later.
You know that if you want to do something like that, you probably need to take it off of another god's land, because this is still the territory of the wind god. You could try to ask Arkan if he can move it onto the boat. Or ask Gilgamesh or Zarel. Potentially all
That-
3 with how fucking big this thing is.
She considered it for a moment, but also she doesn't want to mess with the wind god, so...
You guys are already messing with the wind god.
Yeah, the wind god's
What,
the one
what
that's
are they
impressive.
gonna do? Be
Listen.
eating more?
We are literally going to free the wind god so that it will owe us big time.
We want to
Essentially.
make
For
the wind
just-
god our bitch.
Just to make sure Lily remembers, God Eater, the dragon you guys had found a few games ago, seems to have trapped that wind god who was attempting to hurt you guys.
He didn't like us.
For some reason, my memory bank is like, oh yeah, God Eater is the wind god.
Nope. God Eater, the wind god was literally, from what you guys know, the wind god was attacking you guys, and then God Eater went to eat it. And then you guys are like,
The
wait,
wind god
wait,
was a
we'll give you
jealous
something
little
else.
bitch.
Sorry, that was a case of mixed memory.
Actually, God Eater's like, you know, I don't really care about actually eating this god if you guys can find something more. I'll let you have him if you find me something. That's more how that
I
conversation
want
went.
something.
We didn't
tasty.
care.
In that case, Gilgamesh, Zarel, if you're willing,
Gilgamesh, you're walking about and you hear Muna call out to you. Zarel, you're lugging this fucking golden leg.
Oh. Well, this is a heavy leg, all things considered. What's going on, Muna?
Hibiki, you come back just holding on to an orb.
Found
My
the orb.
beautiful orb, the orb
I-
holder.
don't usually ask this, and this is a pretty big ask. This is a pretty big skull, but this is what I want from this treasure trove. It is mysterious to me. I would like to have Hades examine it, but we need to get it off of the wind god's lands. Is that okay with everyone? Can we consent to this?
We can definitely try to lift it.
I don't know
Alright.
how
Carry
we're
it
getting
onto
it
the
back.
raft too, which is also
I'll
a
try
thing.
to buff you. Let's see.
I mean, I'm not helping. I can't help. So
Because like I'm gonna watch. I don't.
You guys see that
I'm gonna
Hibiki
take care of
currently is
make it-
you guys see that Hibiki is currently holding a beacon in their hand.
Oh wait a minute.
There was a beacon here.
Yeah, I've got it, and now we can either find another lighthouse or we can do the whole powering the other ship thing.
You guys know that before, when you found a beacon in Cocklicot's Manor, it was able to charge up the magic that was there. So it probably is enough to charge up the magic of a flying ship.
It would be easier to have travel right now than ever.
Yes. We will consider this when you're done hauling this. Why do you want this?
Okay, so this is more my expertise, so if it gets boring, you could tell me to stop talking. So this fine specimen here, I can't feel anything from them. And this is the first.
I do believe it is dead.
Well, yes, but
Well, that's the thing,
sorry.
Muna. It doesn't feel like it's dead. It doesn't feel like it was. It doesn't feel like it's alive. It doesn't feel like it's dead. It feels like you would look at a couch. That is an item, and it never was alive or dead,
yes,
despite
that's
it
the
being
thing.
sanctified for some reason.
Yes, that's the thing. It doesn't feel dead. It doesn't feel like anything. And if it wasn't for the sanctity of it all, I'd
I
have assumed it to be a
don't-
statue.
Okay, I need you to dumb it down a little bit for me, Mura. So you
Okay.
want it because there's nothing in it.
Yes.
All right.
I think the better thing to describe that, if I'm understanding it, there's nothing. It is nothing but an item, but it's been purified by holy magic. Am I correct?
Feels like an item. And that's what I want to talk to Hades about, because this is either... There's something going on here, and I want to see if it's an abomination to death, or if it's a really cool thing.
It is no abomination to death.
Okay, then I want to see if it's a cool thing.
You guys see Philly flying out from the beard of fucking Gilgamesh. I want to say Gorthos.
Wrong character.
We're all
As
still reeling. It's fine.
as Philly looks to it, I believe you when you talk about this thing. It is a demon, but it is not giving off any demonic powers. It is also feeling as if it is somewhat not holy, but good. Not even good, really, but I guess a feeling of protection.
Yes, the protection, I agree with. The good.
That's what I was saying. Not good, but protecting in some way.
Right. Yes, that's what I was feeling. There may be more to it. That's what I want to figure out.
Hmm.
Besides, if it's a good thing, we don't want the wind god to have it. Ours now.
Muna, would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Place some gold inside of that skull.
Sure. This do.
Muna,
Yes.
would you say that skull is holding your gold?
I suppose.
I see. It is then going to fly over top of the skull, and the skull is going to disappear.
Oh, look, a container.
The skull is then going to disappear.
So,
Oh my fucking god!
Sees that, looks to chest number 1 and chest number 2
And chest number 3.
number 3. Let's
Gilgamesh
Bring-
was that.
can we
Magic.
pull back for a second and just fill everything we can with gold?
Well,
If
I
you-
suppose we're getting some treasure on.
If you have all forgotten, I am able to transport containers and boxes back to wherever it is I have designated my home.
We didn't forget. We didn't assume it would work for a skull.
It works for
I
anything
mean,
that
I
is a
suppose
container.
it is a container.
Fascinating.
And the whole thing we were just talking about, how this skull doesn't seem to.
If it
makes
was
sense.
truly the remains of some creature dead, it would not have worked. That is definitely an item or an object of some kind.
It is an item.
Who knows? We'll see when we get home, I suppose.
Well, we're looking at third chest because I did not do that yet. I want to show off the beacon.
Did anyone? Nope. Go ahead. Sorry, what you got?
Let's fill everything we can with gold and jewels from this place.
As you look
May
to the
as well.
third chest, it's just filled with golden jewels.
It's another container for you to fill with golden jewels.
Exactly.
Looking around at all of the money and everything here, you guys are decently sure that you cannot possibly put all of the gold or gems into these 3 containers, but you can fill them up as much as you can.
It's not about getting all of it. It's about getting at least 1/10 of it.
I think
Probably
we
more like a
should put.
1/20 third of it.
I think we should be stuffing as many jewels in these as possible. You can't guarantee that this place will take the coins from every different world.
It could just all be melted down in case we needed, gold for anything as well. It has that value as well.
Right. Has anyone run into any?
Jewels or gold?
I would argue jewels and gold is secondary. But besides that, have any of you found any containers of wine in here?
Wine? I don't
I
think so.
don't believe so, no.
Wasn't really looking for that, but I guess we could look.
The talking skull demands it.
The what?
The talking skull demands wine.
He just thumbs behind him.
That's funny. Usually they demand rum.
I suppose it's got
Just-
a refined palate.
Just looks at Muna.
It was a half joke.
Skulls is the man for rum that often in your world, Mina? Honest question here.
Not only once, it was this pirate skull, and I gave it rum and it disappeared. I fulfilled its sanctity. It didn't put its end of the bargain. I think I got scammed. I don't know.
You got scammed by a talking skull.
Well,
I promise it's not a scam.
I totally promise it's totally not a scam. Invest in,
scam you, me,
Just-
talking skull.
just invest in some grave coin. It's fine.
Will you guys spend
Right.
a little bit of time gathering gems from this place, since you guys are mostly wanting to grab gems?
It does look like gems is the main thing we're focusing on, so yeah.
Sure.
I would say that while you guys are searching through the piles for any things of wine or anything of that nature, you guys are gathering as many gems as you can.
Muna will do more focus on the wine since Muna doesn't care about the gems.
I would like
It's enough
for
for mother.
the four of you to please roll me for your insight, please.
Yeah.
Brad, everybody.
I don't feel like I ever want to use guidance tokens again.
What scares you, buddy?
10,
9.
12 total.
12 plus
Wait, no, it's just for
7. So 19.
I got 17 plus 2, 19.
It takes you
Mine
guys a
might be-
little bit of time, but you guys are able to separate most of the gems in this area and throw as many of them as you possibly can into the chests. I'm gonna say that you'd have to empty one of these chests of their gold, but you basically have one chest completely filled with just gems, and the other two are mostly filled with gold. From what you guys can tell, there aren't any wine bottles or anything else of the sort in this place. As you guys get the 3 chests together, it takes a couple of hours to get everything you guys want into the chests. But as Philly makes the way over them and seems to make them all disappear, you do realize that there is still quite a lot of gold remaining. This is a pirate's hoard, so yeah.
So
Hey,
empty.
Hey, Deco.
What's up?
While we're doing that, is Ramu trying to find a thunder gem?
Ramu looked at every single gem you guys found and was disappointed every time.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry,
no.
Ramu.
Bravo, no!
Let's go gambling. Ah, dang it.
Oh, dang
Oh,
it.
dang it.
Oh, dang
Oh,
it.
dang it.
Oh, dang it.
Anyway. So,
At this point, if you guys would like to, you guys can go back toward the skull if you want.
Let's
Sure.
reunite back in the skull.
yeah, you almost lead you all back to the talking skull, just clambering up the rocks.
I thought more about Gravecoin the joke, and I was thinking about how the world's ending. Charon's waiting. You better have something for Charon, and he's not just taking 1 coin this time.
So how about grave coin? Why don't you get some grave coin to secure your passage to the underworld?
You guys all make your way up the
God. Sorry, not a
the
lecture,
hill
Lord.
here. As you guys do, you guys see the pirate-looking skull on the ground, with one eye patch over top of one eye socket, but the other side doesn't appear to have an eye socket. It's just solid bone. As it's looking back at all of you, I don't smell any wine.
I told you, it asked for wine.
Come now, give me a taste.
Hmm.
I mean, sure. He will come over.
Pee in his mouth. Like,
Make
No.
hell of it.
This will be the funniest use of this fucking item. He will put in the mini mana potion.
he looks to you. Are you showing him what you're putting in?
I mean, he wants to drink something, and he's just. I don't think he cares, so he's not doing it like. He's not showing him specifically.
I mean,
So-
showing what? He has no eyes.
Exactly.
As you pour the mini mana potion into his mouth, you see him go, "Pah! Pah! That isn't wine. I remember the smell, the taste, the allure. That is not wine."
Hmm. And I was always curious what they tasted like. They do not taste like wine.
Oh well. I tried.
Finding wine will be difficult, but there is a town. Towns have wine, right?
I mean, yeah, probably.
It it's for all sorts of celebrations and stuff.
And it being so untouched by the darkness, then it's those shops should be fine, technically.
He just looks down at the skull. Are you able to be moved?
Oh, am I too big for you, dragon?
He just picks up the skull.
You find as you pick the skull up, some of the bones somewhat seem to move, but not really below it. It almost is like you disturbed them slightly, but moving the skull seemed to move the bones very slightly.
Are you... You won't answer any questions until you have your wine. You're coming with us so you can get your wine.
Hooray!
He puts him in the bag.
You find as you put him in the bag, a bunch of the bones that he was resting upon disappear.
What
Looks
if
in
you
bag.
made a mistake somehow?
Looking bag.
You look in the bag as you see that the skull is in your bag, but also you have several bones in your bag as well.
That's more than the. That's way more than the thing I already had in there.
I'm gonna give you a very awkward looking shape.
Yeah, no shit. It'd be the most fucking unpleasant thing I've ever seen in my life.
Here's your awkward
You-
shape.
It's just like you can't pick up the gem. You have dog residue.
God damn it.
There is your awkward shape. Congratulations.
I hate this.
The beautiful shape.
There we go. It's a little better.
I guess I can work with this. Hold on.
There we go.
At this point, you guys have everything from here you guys think you can have. You guys note, floating over toward where Arkan is, there is a lilac who hands over the rune. I believe I've seen everything I need to. Thank you very much. Do not thank me. He pockets it. And then don't thank you. Watch yourself. All right, I'm gonna. You're no fun. I'm gonna go up here.
All right, not a good time for jokes. Not a joking time.
You guys done up here?
More or less.
That guy's no fun. He's no fun down there.
I like him.
You would.
What does that mean?
You would. He's a strong warrior.
Narrows ever so
I feel like I made a
slightly.
mistake somehow.
He is a strong warrior.
I guess we got everything, so let's get going.
I don't want to hear God laughing.
I love tabletop game. Okay, I'm good. We
That
can
was like
move
a solid second of laughter.
You guys
Perfect.
go to leave. Arkin steps out after getting the rune that he had. You guys note that as soon as you guys leave, the other three rush in, and as they rush in, the three of them come out, each of them toting a large bag of gold behind them. They just went in and scooped.
Makes sense to me.
That works for me.
At this point, he looks to them, then looks back to you guys. We will be making our way back to base to wait for the captain. What
Sounds
about
good.
you?
We may as well head back with y'all.
We're going to the
Do
town at
you-
some point, I believe.
Do you have wine on your ship?
We do not have our ship currently, no. Not only that, the city above us is very difficult to find any such sustenance such as that. They are very lame.
I'm not the Mormons. I can't get it.
Lame.
They're Amish, dude.
Lame.
Lame.
They are.
Is there something wrong with their collective legs?
They are afraid. Ever since the darkness invaded this world, they've been keeping themselves at a high standard. They believe that the reason they are living is because not only the hymns they speak, but also the purity that they have, seemingly. Once everything had gone down, the captain had spotted them, taking their prisoners and releasing them from the inside, essentially condemning those people that they kicked from their borders to death.
No.
I believe that that village is attempting to devoid themselves of sin in hope to remain unpunished. A
Sin.
complete fallacy.
That never works.
What is
That's
sin?
pretty intense for people that have been safe this whole time.
It's pretty normal, even if it's not an apocalypse. It's a whole thing.
Are they a bunch of doomsday culters? God damn it.
You will find no such thrilling things to partake in that place. And if you did, it would be in the hands of those who are able to keep themselves away from the prying eyes of the populace. It is why we are keeping ourselves to ourselves. This place does not wish to look beyond its own borders. They are too busy looking inwards than out. It makes it the perfect place for us to hide.
The perfect place for a cult leader.
My suggestion would be, if you're looking to have anything to aid yourself, find it elsewhere. The city above, thanks to the captain, will be protected, if only just to give us a cove of safety ourselves. Once
And
the
if we were to-
captain judges this place to be insignificant, they will most likely release whatever magic they have hold of it. But by that point, hopefully the darkness would have already been taken care of. Once the captain gets here, the northern continent will have less of those creatures around them.
And if the darkness has not been contained,
We will have more things to worry about. From what I just saw with all of you, you were able to combat the darkness, as are we and my captain. If by the time the captain comes and this place is not purged, then it cannot be. I assume you are trying your best on this side?
Yes.
We are doing the same. If we are ever at a position where the captain needs to reclaim her magic, there is already something far too strong out there for us to worry about each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we call that place home, it will be protected.
And when you leave, the protection will go with you.
When we leave, will be the time we return back to our continent. If by that point something's happened to the captain, again, there are worse things to think about than that place at that point.
So you're going back to try and retake some of the land from darkness?
That is when we will leave, yes. We do not plan to stay here in the northern continent. We are only here to protect those who cannot fight. Those from our continent that need to flee. The rest of us will return and battle. But seeing what you did today, I'm sure the captain would want to speak to you. The four of you in particular show much promise in fighting these creatures.
Mm-hmm. And if you need to send your refugees who can't fight, if up there is going to be troublesome, more into the city to the east, we have set up safe areas that people can live in. They are protected by powerful light magic that the darkness can't seem to pierce.
Interesting.
We're hoping to use that more in the coming days in order to try and purge more of the darkness, but we have to deal with a maniacal maniac from space up in the sky, along with other terrible people.
Well then, let us be off and we'll get you back as quick as possible.
Thank you.
You guys note that you do not need their help to return as quick as possible. At least at the moment, Hibiki, you know this. Because Hibiki, while you're holding on to that beacon, you do feel as if, very similarly to whenever you were back at the library, you feel like you can return to the command center at any time.
Hibiki's like, I could do a very silly magic trick right now.
We'll need to discuss where we go from here. I do believe that I can... that we can basically return home anytime at the moment.
Not home, the command center.
Well, the command center, it's connected to home, but you know what
It's not connected
You know
to
what I
home.
mean.
It's still a little bit of a walk.
Yeah. But
A little bit, but you know what I mean.
Again, most likely there's not much of anything you'll find in that city.
Yeah. Well, we could just go back home now. I can get it, because I'm holding this thing, I can get us to the command center. What do y'all think?
Where is our airship, just so I know, the player?
If we look on the map, you guys note that over here at this little circle is where you believe the town is that the airship is being fixed at. I'll put a little square over it. I'll put a little.
Okay, that's a lot closer to home than we are, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yes, we should start heading home.
For reference on where you are.
yeah.
Yeah, like, and the thing that I think is we'll have to do a huge trek back.
Which,
If we
you know,
wanna-
we gotta go to...
At the moment, it'll likely take you a few hours to get home if you have a decent wind behind you, which you probably won't, because you had wind going there. And then you would need to split off from them around here, go into the dragons area, come out from the other side somehow.
Maybe we should teleport. I'm starting
Should we-
to sense that we have several hours of travel.
So here's ultimately the thing. Do we teleport now, or do we teleport after we help these guys to get their ship back to
It would be
their
good
cove?
to help it not also be fought by the sea the entire time.
Could also, pray to the sea god and be like, hey, maybe they're fine. Maybe they're just trying to help their people.
You do
Maybe you need to
potentially
not be
feel like when it comes to you staying near the water, you have the protection. So if you want to spend a couple hours with them getting their ship back to their little hidey hole, you definitely can.
If no one else minds, Ro will want to do that.
Okay.
That's
Mm.
fine. Hey, do you want to help with these guys? Oh no, they spared my son. They were a cyclops.
Shut up.
You guys will find that. Let me get you guys over here. You guys will be about here whenever you guys return. Currently getting on their ship, getting things ready to go out and about. It takes you guys a little bit of time. It'll take you guys several hours. You guys are basically in the depths of night by the time you guys reach shore again. And yes, Mike does have to pull the boat into the area.
Sorry, Mike.
At least it wasn't Glenn, because Glenn was the one that was knocked out, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's Mike's job. But you guys are able to get yourselves to the shore. You guys are able to help them get off and about. At this point, Arkin will look back at all of you. You know where we will be. And according to you, if there's ever any time for us to find you, you will be easy to find.
Yes.
The captain will be very resourceful in finding you. Now that we know that you exist, be prepared to have words with her at any time.
Mm-hmm.
She is able to keep her own thoughts about, embark orders whenever she needs. The next time she contacts me, I will let her know of your existence. At which point, depending on how her abilities work, you may hear from her.
All right. I'm looking forward to speaking with her.
If the four of you are any indicators of the rest of your crew and the rest of your people, I'd very much like to see them. And this southern continent.
Unfortunately, while there are a few more like us, most of those returning with the captain will not be fighters. We are the advanced crew. We are the scouts who make our way here. We left very few warriors with them, but just enough to keep them alive and safe. She will most likely have them and any of the others who wish to take up arms. But we were fully devastated by this.
There is more to strength than just physical prowess.
You may do well where we're from. Keep it in mind, should you stay on this world.
If I decide to stay.
That goes doubly for you, Leviathan. Here, you are a cherished to be revered. Down there, you are everything. A Seek a sea of strength that only you can possess. A powerful entity, a great leader, not to be protected, but one to show their might and protect others.
I do believe that we are here to protect,
From
and that
how
is why we're here.
From how I saw you fight, yes. You're everything
now,
that I
think
thought
we
you
are
would be.
exactly where we have to be.
Hmm.
And I'm glad isn't this important. Good to know.
Keep your heart strong. And make sure that when you do have to make rough decisions, you use that same conviction you showed me. Even if we are on
Okay,
opposite
mind.
sides of it.
I'll keep it in mind.
We move. He barks back toward the other three as they take their large sacks of money. And the four of them begin to make their way off. As they do, he does stop, looking back over toward all of you. He reaches into his bag and he tosses toward all of you, specifically over toward Lilac. Though they catch it, they then motion toward the four of you. Should any of you have need of it. He then walks away. You guys note he is tossed over in your direction, and any of you can take this from Lilac if you wish. He tossed over the soul gem that he said he had.
The slurper.
At which point,
Hmm.
he walks away.
I think one of the most unforgivable things about the Heartless is the fact they denied me the ability to go to their home. They seem like more reasonable people than here.
Ramu's just nodding beside you.
Like, yes, finally, true warriors.
Her arms crossed, just nodding like, yes, you are correct.
I hope that the almost thing he said about potentially being on opposite sides doesn't happen. I hope that's more just a metaphor.
Oh, they say that to everyone.
I believe if we're all fighting the darkness, and there shouldn't be a reason for us to be on opposite sides.
Mortals find a way. In any case, it is time to return.
Lilac, did you want to stay here or?
Well, if what they say is correct about that place there, and if what I felt from that spirit that was being created by the captain, I believe that place is completely against me.
That would be a
I'm
problem,
sorry.
yeah.
I did sense that someone on the inside could read what I was writing, but I don't know if it was them or if it was someone else in the city.
Should we even try to help them here? They seem fine enough if we leave it off.
At the
To
moment,
be
they're
fair, we had that
completely...
happen before.
At the moment, they're completely protected from the Heartless, I'll tell you that. Anything touches that thing, it's gone. I've seen it. But, at the same time, I wouldn't rely on it. He seems to have a lot of faith in that captain is. Hopefully she's as powerful as he thinks she is.
We've so
Also,
far
it should
seen
be around
nothing.
the third time that we look at something that looks fine, and it was definitely not fine.
These people, they try to excise sin from themselves, and in doing so, they cast their own out to die in the forest. I am not certain they are considered to be fine in that dome.
I mean, I guess it would depend on if they Do you know if those people were gotten by the Heartless?
It's just
There's no way. Nothing can survive inside that thing once that barrier's up.
we're being.
No, I mean the people that were ejected from that.
Oh, I don't know.
I have little reason to believe they'd survive. If they did, they're out there somewhere, desperate and starving.
I mean, that wind god was attacking us and seems to have been causing issues. Maybe there's a reason for that.
You should have used God Eater on the dark side.
Part of me feels like it might not have worked with what Imp was saying, but who knows? In either case, shall we head to the command center?
Will be good to get some rest.
There will always be another beacon.
Mm-hmm.
All of you guys look over toward the mountain. As you do, each of you finds yourselves teleported right back into the same room you were, with the big talking mask face inside the jar.
Our beautiful friend, the Joker.
Oh God, she's in a jar. Anyway,
No,
Oh,
no,
God.
no, no.
No!
There's nothing big enough that could fit.
as well
We
as
need
Marcel,
to
who
get
just
her
appears to be
out.
sitting there at the computer table. He looks back to you guys. You're fine.
Yep.
Of course we are.
We've been looking everywhere for you ever since that storm hit.
Storm.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, the
that would
wind
do it,
god was
yes.
apparently mad, but it's
Sad.
currently being held by another impossible being that I don't know if I should even describe or not.
Depends on how much you want to
We're
flatter them.
fine and it's contained, effectively.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we tried searching around for you as much as we could, but we weren't able to find anything.
We made it to the base of the mountain.
Well,
We had fallen through.
and you see us now, so you did it. You found us. Congrats.
Wait, you can track people here.
Well, less track, but more, this entire mountain had a security system put into it. I was able to somewhat get it working again, but I couldn't find you guys anywhere throughout any of the tunnels that were being gone through, or any of the pathways to the mountains. Did you ever make it to your destination?
Yes, we made it there. We made it out with a literal pirate's treasure and a beacon.
You guys were gone for around 2 days. If you went at a regular pace, you'd just now be getting off the mountain. Probably explains why I couldn't find you.
Yes. We have our ways. Actively not mentioning the time dial.
Yeah, yeah, let's not mention the part where we traveled through time. They don't need to know about that.
Pika.
Well, quite a few things have been discovered. But tell me something.
Yeah.
What is this continent's relation to the southern one?
Oh, the southern continent?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to bring that up now, but currently it's not great. We don't have a ton of talk between us at the moment. The southern continent doesn't fall under, at least completely under the rule of the third dragon. The southern continent itself is beyond that large storm that you now see off to the south. From what we understand, at least from what I understand, upon everything I've tried, we haven't got any signal from there. Most likely, it's fallen.
It has.
We spoke to a scouting party from there who described what happened.
We are ones that are a global defender unit. When it comes to the entirety of Cherish, we are the Knight faction that have the most I guess, long reach over everything. I've tried contacting our associates that would be in the southern continent as well as the eastern continent, but no avail.
You're the Sky Scouts. Did they have the authority and power to move any of the Sky Islands? I forget if we've asked if y'all can do that.
We cannot. When it comes down to it, as I mentioned before, the only one that I knew of who could was the third dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's an emergency protocol you could use over at the Gummy Station, but even then it only moves them in a certain fashion.
Is there anything left of that station?
I haven't been to the upper city to look, but the station is just on the other side of a large gorge, I guess you would say, in the land. When it comes down to it, it has a very elevated position in the land of Cherished, so that the gummy ship can make its way into it, and the gummy train can dock there whenever it needs. The emergency protocol I was talking about before was in case there was any sort of problems with the gummy train. There is I guess a protocol you can activate there that would get any of the islands away from any kind of I guess collision course with the train if need be. It's nothing you could direct. It's more of a set protocol.
So can this place see those islands? Could you be able to visually tell if that protocol was activated?
From what I understand, the protocol would be to gather the islands around each other, so that the mines themselves wouldn't be in any way of any kind of impeding sector. Basically, it would be moving the islands into the path that the train would normally go, just in case the train was off course. Let me check. As
right now,
he begins to move the buttons and things in front of him, again, this place is completely active to him now that he is able to get everything locked in. As you note him going through the things, he does seem to pull up what appears to be a very, very simplified map of the world of Cherish. As you guys look over his shoulder to see it, it appears to just be like sort of a green outline of a circular world. You see smaller outlines all around the outside of it, noting the islands as he begins to point them out. The larger mines are in the upper atmosphere, whereas the smaller mines are in the lower atmosphere. Currently, they are made to stay in the exact positions that they're in, just in case the ships need to dock or the train needs to make a stop. If we go to the current positions, he then presses a button on it a couple of times to show different movements throughout, as you see what appears to be a large amount of them currently taking themselves over top of the lower district, the lower city. As you can see, right now it looks like they're getting in the way of where the gummy train would usually be, meaning that this is most likely due to the protocol on that area.
Would it normally just be over just the city? Or the lower city?
So the gummy train makes its stop by going over top of the bridge of the upper city, meaning the closest it ever gets to anything is the lower city and the upper city before making its way here over toward the gummy station. This is the closest it ever gets to the surface. So yeah, that is the flight path over top of the lower and upper city. It's moved there currently because the protocol states that if there's ever a problem with the gummy train, it's most likely going off course. So the protocol is to move all the islands onto its course.
With the gummy train out of commission, I don't like that the islands are doing this right now. In fact, over here near the upper city, one of the mines had been taken down and fell to the mountain.
Currently, the only people who have any access to this would be, again, the third dragon, or anybody who would be over at the station. But from what we understand, the station has been mostly destroyed. I don't know if it's still working in any capacity. Again, I've not been to the upper city, but that was one of the first places that people looked whenever that creature was out there. Whenever I was in the sky, I could tell immediately that it was mostly destroyed. The station is made of gummy block, you see, very similar to the dam.
And just to be sure, this with the floating islands, how many alarms would go off that the protocol was activated, essentially in the upper city?
People would know. Most likely, the one who would know first would be the third dragon. Other than that, honestly, I don't really know. The main issue, obviously, is it's never meant to take too long to do. But obviously, the gummy train is fast, so I believe people would mostly know from the gummy train letting loose its whistle. But there is no gummy train at the time being.
Meaning somebody activated the protocol for some reason that nobody understands. And now those islands are over the lower city.
If I had access to it from here, I could move it, but I would need permission from the third dragon.
Assuming you can't get that.
If I could get permission from the third dragon, I could move them all right back to where they're supposed to be.
I mean, technically speaking, Zarel should have his authority, right? Or do you need a password for it?
Essentially, I need the third dragon to allow it. This is sort of a position thing more than anything like that. The third dragon needs to essentially give me part of the ability to do it.
Understood.
The islands and the world of Cherished itself, as we've mentioned before, is sort of got its own way about things. The southern continent may not completely idolize the third dragon as we do, but the world itself chooses those who are leading it. The third dragon currently has the will of the world, or at least it has its favor. Only the world can move it.
And assuming we can get this permission, what then?
I would try to put them back where they were, though, to be fair, if someone's activated it like this, they've activated it for a reason. Unless something accidentally happened inside of the gummy station.
Either accidentally or somebody who's given the authority is doing something.
Again,
The world.
it's very hard to believe that anybody but the third dragon could move it.
You've seen what we've seen, you'd be less inclined to state that kind of thing.
There have been many things that I didn't have any idea of before that has happened, so I can't put anything out of there, but they are moving. They are clustering right around there.
What is there?
The lower city,
Just
as well as
The lower city.
the upper areas where the nobles would be, and mostly the dam and the upper city as well.
And we also know that the giant Heartless is in the museum area, which is already having an island over it. So to
That being the case, actually, you see him looking over it. As he does, I'm gonna bring you guys' attention over toward the map. It's the map.
here we
It's the
go,
map.
dude.
It's
It's
the map.
map
It's the
time.
map. You guys would note each of the mines, the larger ones appear to be, again, around like this size, same as what I have here. The smaller mines appear to just be almost the size of buildings going through. Currently, they all seem to be collecting themselves upon the area that the gummy train would be going upon, which is to say something similar to something like this.
There sure are islands over the dam, aren't there?
There are not only islands over the dam, but there are islands now over top of most of the lower city, which does mean potentially that means there is more shadows there. Before, there was only the one over top of the museum, but now the more you look at it, there is a lot more place, if these all get in the correct spots, for the guard armor to move around.
There
Even during the
We're
day.
doing a perfect beeline towards the dam.
Or, you know, there sure is enough islands here, if this is all of the islands, to shift them over slightly and shift it over slightly to have a path at our little base here.
Potentially.
Or just to directly drop them on the lighthouse.
If you guys remember what was said earlier from Arkin, they can be moved physically, but you would most likely see that.
Yeah.
One thing that does come across your minds at that point is they are very close currently to the large area that you guys now call home. Meaning if somebody did want to do something to your home, they would just have to find something to push it from this side over.
Or if it's just to allow the guard armor to walk up to the thing, it could potentially do more damage on the dark side, maybe.
Who knows?
Depending on what it is.
It could be more subtle than the dark side could ever be.
Oh, also currently the one that's been drifting over here is probably around like here now.
Yeah, that one does not feel right either. That sure does not feel right.
I could have sworn I saw Lord Cube's fortress flying up there somewhere.
I sure don't like that it seems like on a nice little path towards the command center.
Looking at the list that he has in front of you currently, you do find that they're not all in this place. This is the place that he expects them to be at. This is where they're going to get.
Yeah, this is the fucking, like, planets aligning kind of thing.
Yeah. Currently, looking at the different islands, I need to make sure that I'm correct on the amount of them.
Pluto hasn't gotten there yet.
Yes, currently, there are islands here. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Here. Here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's still one here, but I already have that one put in because that one is coming from the area where it crashed.
Yeah.
So it's probably the closest to actually being where it needs to be. All around there, those are the mines. Each of them seem to be slowly moving on the map that is on the area there. Each of them, you can tell just from looking, probably have a decent area to them. It's the size of districts and different areas. You know, fun.
Yay!
We have a very tight list of things to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're being forcefully done slowly, is that?
They are slowly moving.
So they're like... So unless Gilgamesh hadn't perceived it, we probably wouldn't have been able to tell, oh, well, this was actually happening.
Probably not.
If you look
also
at a
know...
cloud, you can kind of squint.
You also know, looking from what was just told to you guys by Marcel, this is supposed to be an emergency protocol to have them dodge out of the way of the gummy train, meaning they should be moving a lot faster than they are.
Someone's doing that deliberately. There's no fucking way.
If Gilgamesh had not have gone up to the top, you guys probably would not have even noticed.
That's scary.
Someone's moving it slowly.
For an emergency protocol, that's supposed to be fast. It's supposed to not be this imperceptibly moving.
If I move
Are-
so
are
slow.
you-
They
Are
will never
you
see me.
Are you certain that only someone with the will of the world can enact this kind of thing?
I am unsure of any other being that could. The third
There's
dragon
no-
would be the only one who could do this. At least to my knowledge.
What about... I mean, Hestus Boa is basically his right-hand man, right?
And you've already spoke to me a lot about him, and if he is doing bad things out there, I believe you, believe me. But I don't see him being able to do this. He doesn't have the authority.
Unless it's not the protocol. What if it's darkness? What if it's heartless?
You think that Heartless are up there moving it themselves?
Why would one of those minds be covering the guard armor?
Unless it's the will of the world or whatever. It still needs a machine to do it, right? You still need that whole setup there to interact with it.
This place was made very strangely. We've already told you about the different underground areas here. The island,
Yes.
for example, that always moves. There is a strange technology in this world, one that had been here far belong any kind of history we have kept. From when the original ones who were here, the ones that apparently made the Cherished, have been here. We don't understand the technology too much. We can use some of it, and that is where we get the will or the authority of the world, yes.
Lord Cube comes from a highly advanced world from what my people understood.
Just
He's been
because
able
it's
to even-
mechanical doesn't mean that it doesn't have a will. There is something alive in the planet.
This is obvious. Wild magic. That's what my world calls it.
Either currently, the only two things that ever come to my mind, and again, I can only tell you what I know. The only way these things should be able to move is if the third dragon is telling them to, or something is physically moving them.
And there's only one real recourse. We need to get that airship.
You want to go up to one of them and check it in person?
Either that or go up to that control center. Third dragon or not.
It would be quite the entrance.
I'm rather scared about making a flashy entrance more than me. I simply crash down to the earth.
If you're wanting to get up to the lower atmosphere or the upper atmosphere, it will be difficult, but if there's anything left behind over at the gummy station, you might be able to.
Mm-hmm. Your leg is still injured, still broken, right?
I still
could get you
require
to
some
the-
certain parts, yeah.
Certain parts.
You should be able to get those at the refinery, right?
Potentially. The refinery currently, from what you've all shown of it, and from what I saw whenever you connected it to the main library, doesn't have a lot of its function any longer.
Mm.
If I were to find them anywhere, it would be somewhere in the upper city or back over at the gummy station. That being said,
Oh,
perhaps the refinery is a good place for you to find information. From what I know, there is a great beast that apparently calls that place home. Maybe it knows more about what we're talking about.
Probably does. we can go ask it because we have to go there anyway to get back to the base.
That's all I know.
Lord, we will find the truth of this.
I'll keep watching it. If there's any differences, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
And in case you can't leave this place for whatever reason, you could write down a list, and if we can get it right, we can get the parts that you need.
Potentially, yeah.
Mm.
It might honestly be best to just find a way to replace the whole thing at this point.
You need to replace the entire leg. Sarah
A leg, huh?
glances over at Zarel.
We do have an option.
I mean, you put it before us, and we have a guy with a broken
You know
leg.
what they said about Chekhov's golden cannon?
But guys, you guys could use the cannon.
What, as a
You
club?
also use it to have a little leg.
When
It
you
would be
have
very
the cannon, the Chekhov.
Listen,
I would
also,
never
it's,
let a guy just have no leg.
Do you want to show off the robotic golden cannon leg toward
Yes.
Marcel?
Yes.
I mean, it just fits.
Okay.
You see the you see the cylinder? Yeah, it goes in the square hole.
Hold on.
This is very much a square hole situation.
I can't believe we're going to give Wart's leg to some dude instead of using to unlock the cow level.
You see the small rectangle? Yeah, it goes in the square hole.
Square hole.
Oh my god.
We haven't found this recently.
Hold on, I need to find this is probably the best way I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like a good like happy-go-lucky theme for this bullshit.
This is pretty good.
maybe Afterglow.
That's kind of right.
No, beyond the wall.
You fucked it up because on that the
Yeah.
first track, the little emo that was dancing was in sync with it.
The little emo.
Yeah, my little emote. It's great.
Yeah, this will be it. So,
You kind of been sucks with this.
as you guys, as Zarel, you present forward the golden leg. He looks to it. The first thing on his mind seems to flash is he's just like, did you guys take someone's leg?
It was just laying around. I think the person no
was-
longer needed it, which is scary to think about.
So I believe we mentioned that we found a pirate's treasure.
You
I can
what?
only hope it was a miracle, to be quite honest.
You did what?
We needed something that could repair the a flying ship from another world, and we found a beacon that should do the trick. And among the treasures,
We had this.
He looks to it. He then looks to you guys. I could see if it's compatible.
If you can take advantage of it, then I don't see any reason why you shouldn't.
He
Pico presents
puts,
weapon before us. We immediately ditch it with another dude.
he puts the
Lord.
full ass leg on the counter in front of him as he looks to it, looks to you guys. Yeah, I'll check it out.
I think he just shrugs. We found it. It's a leg. It's very. Honestly, I'm finding this whole thing so funny.
I should have said it was an arm or something.
You should
I
have.
should have said an arm.
It was just,
Or
it just
torso. Yeah. It's what?
no, don't worry about it.
Local DM realized his mistake.
I can't wait for Marcel to come in clutch at the finale. And just, gun,
He just fucking
gun
throws
someone.
a kick and goes "Pyaw!" and like kicks a
Yeah,
cannonball
we're
at
fighting the
someone.
fucking Uber chaos side, and then out of nowhere, when we're down on our luck, we see a shining golden glint of gold from the distance, and a cannonball as true as God flies through the air.
He goes for a jump. As he jumps, he launches a cannonball out of his leg to give him more height. He does a flip in the air, recharges it, rearms it, and then right as he gets up to a dark side's face, releases it again in its face.
You know,
You know what this is? You know what this is?
What is this?
It's wild legs. It's a wild arms.
It reminds me of how in early Ruby, where Ruby would shoot fucking sky thing to gain speed. But instead of a sniper, it's a cannon.
When we have Kingdom Hearts Campaign 2, where we all play Amber Knights, this will be our party NPC.
The Amber Knights battalion of the Sky Scouts. We were selected so that we could help the Sky
Writing fan fiction.
You guys hand him a leg.
Yes, we hand him a leg.
He promises to look into it. He puts it off to the side. I want to know. You guys want to do anything in particular while you're here? Currently, the idea is maybe go talk to whatever that thing over at the refinery was. Who knows? Who knows?
Go back to his one last question for Marcel.
Of course.
Marcel, is there wine in this place?
Wine? I mean, this place was a club of sort, potentially.
Where?
He motions over toward the club ass room with the kitchenette area back here.
I will return. Is there wine here?
As you look off and about, roll me luck. Just roll me a straight D20.
It would be so awesome to be.
It would be so cool.
It would be so cool.
It would be the most incredible thing.
You find a wine bottle, but it is empty.
He puts it back and just leaves the room. It is empty. We can leave. I love how big little side quests.
I've been wondering, how does it even know what wine tastes like? It doesn't have a tongue.
You hear from the back.
Magic.
I remember.
He opens the bag.
I remember.
He closes the bag. It remembers. I assume magic.
The smell, the intoxication.
This planet better have one bottle of wine left on it. Or I will become disgruntled.
I'll be very nettled.
Perturbed, even.
Sure, bring my timbers.
The game is good to go. If you want to go to the refinery now.
Okay. You guys make your way out and into the snow. Upon doing so, there's no fucking there's no like evil freaking wind god trying to kill you at the moment, so I don't have to have that happen to you.
Yay!
As if it would.
Power Ranger out there trying to attack us either.
Not
now.
currently.
Not currently.
As you guys make your way into the refinery, you guys find yourself standing out in front of the large creature from before. He's over there. Look at him over there. He's a good guy. He has a little mustache and a hat. Isn't he great?
He's perfect. Let's go talk to him. Let's see what he knows. If he knows anything. And Imp, I don't know. I really don't know if Imp can walk into this doorway right here. I really don't know. I don't know how that'll interact with him.
Currently, Imp is seemingly fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing all right. Why should I be worried?
Well, you see, walking over and through that direction will lead us into the library, which is like at the center of the, the light field.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
I have no idea if you'll be fine walking through there. Does it seem like you'll die if you walk in that direction?
I don't know.
You seem to have a sense of it for some things.
You guys are doing weird things.
Yes.
Things we don't even understand.
No.
He should be fine.
Huh?
He
Mm.
looks down the hall over toward where the large generator area is.
Well, if you're confident, that's good enough for me.
Currently, the same magic that is outside of this area is also generating inside of me, if you remember. The spark you have brought here is also the same that is in the other area. While they are inside, they are most likely fine. It is just if they touch the barrier.
I see. That's good to know.
You let me come in here without knowing?
Well, you're
You-
doing fine, so
Keyword
I
we didn't
think
know.
it was all worth it.
I figured
Yeah.
that you would
Also,
be able
welcome.
to tell.
It has been a while since I had shut myself down for a moment.
It has been.
Dude, play me out.
Flamio, Zarel.
We actually had a couple questions that have come up recently. You know about the...
Before that, would you mind
Yes.
coming closer for a moment? I have something I wish to show you.
Sure.
Specifically you, Hibiki.
Me?
All of you, yes, but specifically I need to show this to you.
Okay. And we'll go forward. Let's see what you big guys got.
Fighting for you, even.
I moved a little beacon there because it looks like a thumbs up. the big thumbs up.
Welcome. As I mentioned to you all before, I am a different kind of being that I came to this world. One nearly comprised entirely of energy. One that has a bit of a understanding with this world. That being said, it is because of that I am able to use objects that are very similar to myself, such as the beacon you have placed inside of me. Upon doing so, I have further integrated myself into this refinery. I have unlocked several abilities, I believe. One of which seems to be what you seem to be drawing off of.
Oh.
Whenever you morph, I believe you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you are able to do such a thing, there needs to be a bit of something that connects you to that power. Currently, I believe the light that is allowing you to morph yourself is coming from my inner spark. Perhaps it is because this world has been separated from others because of the darkness, or perhaps it is because whatever is going on is too strong for it, that it needed a middleman. But currently, I can tell whenever all of you are using your powers to your fullest, and the stronger I become, the stronger your morphed forms become.
Really?
That's incredible.
I had taken note of something recently while I was asleep. Hibiki, you unlocked a new power.
That's technically true. I used it once, but I don't know how to tap into it again. It was kind of a life or death situation.
From what I understand of that form, it is known as a battleizer. Something of a type of armor that would go over top of your morphed form. I believe it is unique to the power that you hold. I believe it is specifically coming from that primal coin you believe you told me about?
Yes. I'd assume.
I do not understand if there is a way for the others to gain benefit from it, but for you, I could attempt to lock into that power again. But it is a lot.
What would it take?
I would need to be stronger to be able to do so, well, in any kind of urgency. If we were to make sure it would activate, if we were to make sure it would work, I would need to be stronger. I could always attempt, but with each attempt, you will be relying more and more upon my spark.
So, and I don't want to do that because that could eventually seriously damage you, wouldn't it?
I am currently being held together due to my spark and because of the beacon that you had all given me. The only thing I worry about is if it relies too much upon my spark, I may have to rely upon the beacon, at which point it may weaken the power that you have accumulated in this place. In other words, it may weaken the barrier outside, allowing more things like that to make its way here.
So you need...
And more than a that.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, you didn't have to say that. I mean, I'm right here.
Sorry.
So then we need a new power source, essentially, that isn't relying on you or the beacon.
That would be one thing, yes. Or you could find a way to power myself.
But probably not more. Putting more beacons in you probably wouldn't do that, right?
No.
Yeah,
I am
then-
hoping to not rely on the beacons at all.
Exactly.
To be fair, placing more beacons inside of me could be beneficial for you, but not for this. The beacon's power is not what I'm relying upon. I'm relying upon my own spark. But...
So how do we get you stronger?
As I mentioned before, I believe that one thing about me is I am a being comprised entirely of energy. That is not always the case, however. My people, we are robotic in different ways. We are beings who can adapt to any place we go to find form where we are formless. I believe somewhere out there lies the shell of my spark. Whenever I came to this world, I was separated from my physicality. My physicality was not deemed me by this world. As such, I jumped into the first thing that I could find that could hold my spark, and that was this. I would need you to find the shell of my spark. If you were to find that and place it where you would place a beacon here, it would allow me to take back what is mine, and allow me to regenerate my spark as if any other living being on my planet could. I never wanted to look for it before. I had no need of it. But now knowing that the four of you are able to rely on my power and defeat these creatures, knowing that I am being some conduit between you and this great power that you have achieved, I wish to be of aid.
Respectable. Regardless.
Do you have any way to sense where it could have landed?
Unfortunately, I know exactly where my spark is.
Why did you say unfortunately?
My spark is in the hands of a great darkness, one that is sealed beneath the very streets that you roam.
Sealed beneath the street.
I believe you know what I speak of.
A dark side?
Yes.
You can think of one.
There's only one.
Currently, my shell of a spark has been picked up by such a creature. I believe it is using it to power itself, and eventually, my spark will allow it to escape its binds. And if that is the case, my spark will make it far more powerful than it ever was alone. This creature would not only have the power of darkness, but it would have the power of my light, allowing it to completely bypass the barriers we've set up. It would be a heartless that would lose its only weakness.
This is unacceptable.
We know exactly where that is, then, if it's under this city.
We must
And we know,
rest.
and we did tell the one that's fighting it that we would come back and kill it.
Yeah, but what about what you guys just said, though?
Mhm.
Didn't you guys say that you were worried that if you fought all of them, that big guy would come back?
There's a lot of things for us to worry about.
I'm just saying, like it.
No, I agree. I'm just
It's a
adding
worry.
that.
But at some point, those things do need to get destroyed.
That isn't the last one, right?
No, the other one's being held by Rubicanti, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Hades
So
has
that
one,
was-
and there is the one that is being held by the gods you had seen.
So
And that should be all of them, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
All the rest of them are dead. So it's just the two that are bound.
as long as Hades can keep it sealed, the one being held by the god underneath the city should be fine to destroy.
Also, hi, alalala.
Hello.
Hello.
Regardless, your concerns are valid. It is a concern of ours too, obviously.
The big thing that I bring it up for, and stop me if I'm rambling. You had all said that this could be the case, and then it got me thinking as to why I couldn't eat him. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm thinking on that, my thought came up as, what if I couldn't eat him because he wasn't dead?
Go on.
Meaning, you might be onto something when you say it might be coming together.
That you're not eating one dark side. You would have to eat an entire whole
Chaos
thing.
side.
But then, if the Chaos side were to reform, it may simply split back into dark sides.
Meaning, even if you beat the thing, I don't know if there's an end in sight. I didn't want to bring it up because I feel like it's a bit of a downer, but
And then
There is
Then it
always a way.
would, and then it would reform, and then it would. I see the
I
problem.
mean, it depends on if there were two of them that were destroyed by barrier light. We don't know if that killed them or completely erased them and took them out from being able to go back to the chaos side.
Did we ever get the refinery spirit's name? I
You did
forget.
not. I don't believe
The
so.
The spirit of the refinery is right, though. There is always a way. And if there is not a way, we will force a way. You've seen us pull off the seemingly impossible, and it'll all be all right at the end. And
okay.
besides, if there's some way for us to end this, that means you could potentially have a way to consume a chaos sign.
I feel like he'd pop if he tried.
If you decide to stay small.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Out of character, making him our friend was the best decision we've made in this game.
And
I
then
love
the
him.
very first thing I did was try to run away.
He's great.
And we caught him, and now he's our.
Now that we fucking kidnapped it, let's go, baby.
Oh, hey, it's Pokemon rules. It's fine.
Very true.
Kidnap.
But, right. So, construct the airship, investigate the mines, destroy the guard armor, and destroy the dark side underneath the city. Is this a
That's
concise
right.
list?
I'm sorry, we never got a chance to ask your name, did we?
Hmm? My name?
Do you? Yes.
Yes. You can call me Primus.
Primus.
Of fucking course it's Primus.
Yeah,
You
down for it.
I like it, but fuck you.
It's great. I love it. References. Let's go.
For those
That's all
who,
part of Kingdom Hearts.
for those who don't know, because I feel like I need to
Yeah.
explain some things. Primus is the god of the Exaltrons, otherwise known as the Autobots.
Yeah.
It is the god of Cybertron.
It's the
I'm
origin.
sorry, God.
And it has a shell, and it's not a planet-sized thing, which is funny to me.
I hope it's Megatron.
Again, though, I want everyone to understand everything that I do and make obviously is different than what things
yeah.
actually are. But yes, he refers to himself as Primus.
Primus, there was another thing we wanted to ask you since you've been here, connected to so much. The floating islands are being moved, and we wanted to know if there were other ways that they could be moved beyond, or if other things can wrest control of them from the planet.
The floating islands.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I understand what you're speaking of, but I have not seen them for myself. I have always been here, underneath the planet. This world is ancient. Ancient even to my understanding. This world may have been one of the first in the universe, for all I know. This place is where things go when they are lost. When there is nothing left that will accept them, they come here. The ones who made this place, the ancient beings that created the cybernetics of the world, most likely left something of themselves about. While I do not know much about the area above, I could attempt to look into it for you. That being
Please do.
said, I do not have as much of a freedom as one would expect in this place. Even beings who are able to move through the cybernetics of this world find themselves locked away because of the biotics of this world. Deep within this world is a veritable maze of cybernetics as well as biotics. This world is far more than what the surface shows, far more than what the underground is. Even the core of this planet is a labyrinth into itself. But I will do my utmost. I do know
Thank
of another
you.
being who could potentially help you.
You do.
A being very similar to myself, a being made of entirely their own spark or their own cybernetic. A being that exists entirely as energy. They came to this world several years back, and I was able to speak with them very briefly before they went off to enjoy themselves. They seemed to be seeking a way to walk upon the planet, upon the area above. They were looking for things that had been brought potentially from their own world. If you are able to look about and find them, you may be able to gain some sort of influence or some sort of understanding about it.
And who were they?
I believe the one I was speaking of referred to themselves as Melon.
Melon.
If you're able to find them, potentially you can figure more things out about the cybernetics of this world.
You know, a creature that is bound by technology. They create us.
Potentially. That being said, I will be on the lookout for anything you may need. and you be on the lookout for my shell and anything else that may be similar to it.
Will do. Thank you, Primus.
Nico, I'm gonna fucking twist your dick off your body. You know that?
What are you talking about?
I hate you.
Also, I resisted so hard, but I'm going to say it now. So this planet is more than meets the eye.
I fucking hate you.
Look,
Summoners networking in a universe. We just need to get Varric, baby.
look, I'm just saying.
I swear to fucking God.
A cybernetic world that was completely surrounded by a cybernetic tree, going deeper
Literally
and deeper
went
into.
to Yggdrasil.
I hate everything about
Oh
you.
my
The
god!
Yggdrasil was behind the black wall.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe that beyond the roots of Yggdrasil was fucking cherished the whole time.
To be fair, it was right over there.
Don't worry about
I
Back
feel
in.
so right now. I
You know
feel
what?
the same at the beginning of this fucking campaign. They call me mad.
They called me crazy, but they're the crazy ones.
Yeah, the crazy ones.
They're the crazy ones.
I can't believe Deacon just putting someone's
Once
own
the
bullshit into this.
lines fall into place
Look.
and we find Varric, it'll all be connected.
Look, way back when we were doing NetNavi,
Uh-huh.
I had already done Kingdom Hearts. technically. So whenever I was redoing things, I'm like, well, I mean, I already technically connected those worlds.
Fuck. You absolute fucking troll of a human.
I don't
You
think
gremlin.
this is all.
I'm
This is
going
all
to
an
sleep
if.
like a
It could be a
baby
completely
tonight.
different melon, guys.
Like here for it to just be just
It'll be
a
the melon
fucking.
from Digimon.
I just want it to be like a 2-frame GIF of an actual melon with pie cut eyes and little limbs.
It's a little give.
Yeah, just a little shit.
It's actually from Veggie Tales, you say.
It's legally distinct because it's not a vegetable.
Fruit Tales.
Believe this shit.
Why
I
not?
can't wait for Transformers RP, you know?
I want to
have
be a
source-
mini con.
That being said, you guys are left with the sound of Primus potentially shutting himself down slightly, like he did the last time. He seems to be going into some kind of a rest state so that he can potentially look into what you guys want him to look into.
Hell yeah.
You guys also now know that every time you morph, you're apparently taking energy away from Primus.
That's fucked up. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean when we transform and roll out, we're taking from Primus?
That's crazy. That would never happen. That's crazy. That's
Please let me connect to
fucked
the morphing grid. Couldn't just let that be a direct power source for me. It has to be convoluted.
What do you mean?
I had to give you a Zordon.
We have a sword on.
No, we don't. We have a lady. We have a lady in a jar.
Oh man, that lady's in a jar. Oh no.
Base and rest or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's time to go the fuck home and recharge.
You guys make your way out from where you guys are. As you do, you step off, I'm guessing, into the main area.
Yeah.
Zoom you guys across the walkway.
I'm glad that we can have Imp here.
Imp seems to be walking in. You see him like get to the doors and like he like lightly steps in like
Welcome to the library, Imp.
I lived, bitch.
You're already superseded even the dark side.
As you guys step in, you guys would find stepping into this place after around, I think, 2 or 3 days of being here, you do find that there is a Michel over here, seemingly once again surrounded by the magics that used to be the prison of this place. As you watch him, he seems to be surrounded by this, and all of the different pages from the book that he's holding seems to be surrounding him in a very similar way as, again, whenever he was imprisoned in this area. As he sits there surrounded by all these things, he appears to be currently either not noticing you guys are here or doing something completely different. Who knows?
It's good to see it hasn't burnt down. It is surprisingly empty, but
I mean, it's pretty late. Everyone's probably off. Find a good place to sleep.
Yeah, I thought you guys would have had more friends than this.
Oh yeah, there are tons of people here.
We have plenty of
We
friends.
do. We just are close knit and, you know, just.
It's fine. You guys won't be lonely anymore now that I'm here.
You know what? You're
Lila.
right.
Yeah, I guess we can be your only friends.
No, I'm
You have to
not.
treat us better, though.
I'm not saying things that we have plenty of friends. Hold on. No, I'm not implying that.
Thank you for being their only friends.
Gilman just starts walking away.
Feeling a little sad.
You see, for a second, Lilac looks off and about, and then something seems to catch their eye, and they're like, ooh, and they start floating off in this direction, just listfully. They seem to be going toward the door.
Hell yeah.
Imp.
She sensed them. Her
Imp
friend.
sits, because he's like, I don't know if I want to go further into this place or not. I don't know if this place is thinking about killing me or not.
There's only one place I would never bring in, but that's just where Gilgamesh sleeps.
Gilgamesh, are you making your way over toward where Michel is?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else going toward Michel?
We gotta go say hi to Big
Gotta
Dad.
say hi to our boy.
Is that a different blank token, or is that the same?
Who knows?
It's the
man?
same thing. It would be really funny if Digo has just been slightly changing it and putting it back.
Every time we look
Why would
away,
I
it's a
do
little
why would
different.
I do slight alterations to it over and over again every
Because
single
the
day
other
that
one-
he gains power?
Because the last time you showed us something, it was a generic token that you just painted over with white paint.
Still might be that.
You don't know. You know my
I don't think
tricks.
he's changed it yet.
As you guys approach, you hear, "Oh, welcome back."
It's good to be back. Thank
He
you
seems
for
to
the
stand up as, again, the white lightning like stuff all around him seems to spark about him. He lets go of the book, which seems to float in the air, and he steps forward as if completely unbound by this thing. He's just like, oh, nonchalant about it. Everything gone well?
I'm surprised, though. Everything has been going pretty well.
Were you able to find what you were looking for?
Yeah, got it right here. He holds up the beacon.
Another beacon.
Do you think this planet has multiple of them? Or they can be made?
All I know is that I've already mentioned it to you all, but if one more lighthouse is lit, I would be able to be potentially free of this form.
We just need to find one.
Hmm.
But another thought came that we could also use this to power an airship. We don't know if that would even count as a moving lighthouse or not.
Right, you had mentioned looking for a power source, and the beacon would do so, but at the same time, I know that I could aid you all much better if I was able to get out of here as well. I will leave it up to you. I could show you a couple of places that could be potential places for lighthouses to be if you'd like. Before, I showed you places where I felt that there was powerful light magics about that could potentially be beacons. But if you'd like, I could show you where, I guess if we call those beacons, we can call the others sconces.
Sure. Please do.
He motions back toward the book that used to be Michel as it begins to flap through pages, some of them leaving the book, some of them entering the book. As it does, there is a large spread out of what you guys can tell is the map in front of you. Going down here toward the map. The places that I could see here in the lower city that could potentially have sconces for the beacons would be probably, let me change the color. I'll make them teal.
You already got a black, a white, and red everywhere.
It'd be maybe somewhere on the floating island, though, to be fair, this isn't exactly where that island would be, and it's just an approximation. Most likely, potentially, the prison that you had seen before, or the actual lighthouse that is out in the waters itself. And finally, the only place I could think of, potentially, would be the headquarters of the peace takers. Those would be places I would see that beacon could be set between. Once you do that, the area here would be expanded and I would be free of the form you see me in. But if you do wish to just make your way with the airship you were speaking about, looking to find other power sources may be difficult, but not completely impossible. Perhaps temporarily use the beacon for that, and then make your way to one of the other areas you might be able to find a power source.
That was kind of the thought I had, yeah.
The other ones that I've already shown you are potentially just where there are sources of light that could be beacons, but if you're looking for a place to power an airship, that would most likely be over by the Gummy Station.
That was one of our immediate destinations.
When it comes to flying out and about in this place, there's not many things that could be more reliable than a gummy engine.
Though, will it be compatible? The information I was given is that this ship has light-powered weaponry aboard it.
If it is light, then Gummy Block would be potentially something that could work. The only problem with it is, depending on how it is set up, Gummy Block doesn't act too kindly with things that aren't itself. That is only, of course, if you're planning on connecting the Gummy Block to it. If you're just using the Gummy engine as a power source, it should be fine.
We will look into this.
He motions onto the map. You guys would not see this on the. You guys would not see this because obviously you guys have only seen this half of the map. But there is another map. Just one other. Let me see if I can
One
get it.
other map.
Another map.
One more thing.
I wonder how you're gonna do
I don't know
set
if I
up.
have the grayscale one or not because I like it grayscaled.
I am so curious of how this map would actually function. If it's just gonna be, directly cut to the far eastern part, or if it's gonna be some weirdly cut part of the map that's like slightly north, slightly east, so it's like the tree area.
I don't
We'll
have
find a
this
way.
one grayscaled, but I could show it to you guys without it being. So we'll do that. Put it over here and probably get rid of all of the writings on it.
Ah, help.
Thank you. Just get rid of all the circles you can while I'm uploading it. And later on, I'll sepia tone it. There we go. It's better if it's not sepia tone because then you guys can see the gummy ship with all the colors that I did to it. Similar to how I did the fucking colors on the bridge that you guys can never see. I worked on that
We don't
shit.
need to see those. Oh.
Ooh.
Yo, what the fuck?
Do you guys ever feel like suddenly there's a lot more stuff?
You know what? I'm gonna actually grab the colored version of this. I'm gonna switch it out because you look at you look at Michelle's freaking page and it's color. It's in color.
It
Wow.
just starts
No.
spreading. It's like that Powerpuff Girls episode with the colors spreading out.
You see, he basically uses the light that's all around
Oh,
him
shit.
to like a prism to put the color onto the map.
This is how the bridge always was, by the way. Look at this bridge.
Oh my
Look how
god!
good I
It's,
God, I love it.
wow. All right.
But-
I'm
You guys
down.
ever been seeing everything in sepia tone?
What's sepia tone?
Like brown.
Why didn't you just say brown? Like,
Yes,
I think I might be colorblind.
maybe.
We'll push this over.
Oh,
Oh, we can't push that over. No,
Next
hold on.
thing.
Rewind. We can't do that.
We can't push it over. We have to just move things around.
We'll move things around for it. We'll just move. We'll move all these guys.
It's the main character now.
Get out of here. Get out of here, you guys. I'll move you off of the art later. Get rid of evil Stinky.
Oh, baby, it's
Someone get rid of evil
loading.
Stinky.
Oh, this world is cursed. Oh, the room did not like that.
Oh, are you?
Okay,
Is
it's
the
coming
room
up.
not working?
Don't worry. We're back. I was sent to an alternate realm beyond time and space, and it wasn't very fun.
I'm going
Again?
to do this.
Yeah.
And then I will lock it, and then I will start to overdo it so that some of the things that are on both maps you can't see.
Wow, you guys ever feel like we've been like playing this game with one eye covered?
A little. And
Then,
then,
just looks like Gilgamesh. Maybe.
we're eventually gonna have to get a third part of the map so we can see the tree, I assume.
Shit.
You know in the Rhythm
Oh.
Heaven games where you like play till like Remix 5 and then it shows you like 80 more stages?
There we go.
Oh, that's almost
good.
perfect.
I
Yeah.
almost did it. Oh, hold on. We can do it more.
Oh, no. You can use this as a marker point. Morph that.
Just gotta.
But what if? Wait, but it looked. Oh no.
Nope. It's
I
ever
hope
so.
it's not cut weird.
It might be cut slightly weird.
Oh no. Because
What-
other parts
what-
match up perfectly fine.
We'll fix it in
Uh-oh.
post.
Uh-oh.
How big is this fucking continent map? God damn.
I do
You
good.
guys ever feel scared?
I do good.
You feel tight. You feel like you ever been like an eighth of an actual map.
Do you ever feel like 1/8 of a map?
I made
Americans
both
the
of the.
first
I
time
made
they
both of
see
these
the
on
world
stream at the
and
same time.
Amazing.
That works. I did it. I think.
I think that's actually as
Yeah.
perfect as we can get it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah. Here's
Yeah.
the gummy station.
That's where I can see.
I see.
That's so good. Also,
Dude.
my
And
eyes
here's
were
the city
immediately
where
drawn.
you guys should have started in.
Wow.
Oh hey.
Let's
Man,
start.
My eyes sure were drawn to the hole.
Oh yeah, the massive hall.
What hole? What are you talking about?
The hole. Go into the hole.
It wasn't drawn up to this.
Go into the hole.
The hole.
I can't wait to go down the hole and then it be meaningless because the forest wasn't written with the story in mind.
Also, I do like the swampy.
You go into the hole, you see a little sign on top of you
I
that
do
says
like
out
this.
of bounds.
What the fuck are you?
I like the
How-
swampy area with the cave on an island.
Yeah. It's
I
very
also
cool.
like
great.
the Emerald Palace over here. That's nice.
Oh man, it's like there's some kind of weird place that you guys were told was right over here by the
Yeah,
water
like the
god
water
that
and
was
being a
that was
piece of
taking
shit.
all the water and shit.
Okay,
I
all
knew
right.
it. I know
Everyone
it. It's-
remember, cunts.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I would like to make sure you guys know something. Just
What's up?
because I've made this map does not mean you guys need to go everywhere on this map. I made
no,
it
we have-
just
You have
because
also told us that if we want to go pick up all the pine cones, we're allowed to.
You are allowed to, yes. I'm just saying there's in some of these places there's probably not a lot of things.
Why did you hover over the sinkhole when you said that?
Well, I mean, there's nothing in the sinkhole. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's the.
Fuck you, I'm skydiving in there. There's like minerals and shit down there.
Wait.
Mostly, well, the thing I'm talking about is like,
Water.
while there is a big city here that's decently comparable to the cities you guys have seen, it's probably got not a lot to it, but who knows? Maybe it does.
So what I'm hearing is I need to twist your arm until you write a story for the port town.
We need
Fine.
to find the
I only
pine
mean
cones.
Listen, we'll explore this part of the map in campaign 2.
Also, I'm
I know where the
really
Korok
happy.
seeds are.
I'm really happy that this token right here in the center here really lined up well for this map.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's very nice.
It's really well lined up. That's really cool, dude. You know that feeling in Minecraft when you actually build like a world table and you put it all together? It's like, so it feels like that. We're piecing it together. How many other pieces are there?
Well, you were told about there being an eastern continent. I'm gonna be very sure with you. It's probably that.
This one, yeah. I figured it was this with the dark glass mountains.
And then there is the southern continent, which is probably down here somewhere. And if you remember what the pirate said, there's really not a continent to the west. It's just water.
So it's just okay. So I see.
You see, the world wraps around to this side.
No, it's just edge
You
falls
believe
off.
the world? You believe the world is round? What's wrong with you?
Cringe. The world is a cylinder.
It was a blow.
We go
Listen.
all the way west, and then we find the glitch at the end of like Minecraft world.
I'll tell you right now, the things that were the hardest on this to make is probably the humongous fucking like steamy swamp over here. And then this freaking like red sand desert down here.
I like
It's
it.
pretty cool though. All these mesas and shit. I like that.
It's
I really
weird
like this
to me though now thinking about all these lighthouses. We haven't really lighted them only in this part of the world if it's supposed to affect the whole world, right?
To be fair, we didn't
Which
know
mean-
there was more world for a bit.
Which means that there are potentially more beacons, which means we could
Pine cones.
turn on the beacons if they exist on the southern continent and force all the darkness to get the fuck out of our planet.
Were we told wrong about how far the beacons would actually cover?
You are told that
knows?
whenever 8 beacons are lit, that the world should be secured. But there are more than 8 lighthouses. But only 8 of them have to be lit. Basically meaning there's more than 8 lighthouses, there's only 8 beacons.
Oh.
So using one as a power source needs to be temporary.
Potentially.
Potentially.
That's only if you want to light all 8 of them. From what most people said, lighting all 8's very dangerous. If you might not want to do it. But then, you know, Ramu's like, but do it though. Because doing that will work, probably.
Okay, but Ramu makes a very solid point. What if it works?
Yeah. Listen, Ramu could have said because it's cringe if you don't, and we would have still done it.
I thought I already showed you guys this half of the map. I'm happy you guys
No.
like
I
it.
did not.
No, this is the first time I've seen it. I feel very scared.
This is the first time I made like a map in like one of the like in this map maker thingy that I did, and I think I did really good.
You
did.
Awesome.
I really like it.
Yeah. You're really good at hiding pine cones, asshole, but I'll find them.
Can we all just now swear loyalty to finding all the Korok seeds?
Sure.
Can we just spend like 30 sessions on that while we're doing everything?
I will be right back.
Yeah.
You guys
What
were
you're
also
saying,
told at one point to take that one box into the desert.
Yes, that.
This is most likely the desert they're talking about because they didn't mention red sand.
Maybe they implied it. No, okay.
You were
So
also
desert.
told by Fali that there's some kind of ancient being that they knew about that that liked them and like could talk to them because vegetation and tree and shit. Most likely over here.
Yeah, here. That's where Feli's side quest ends, is where the spider box ends. Master is in this part of the woods, and this is the asshole. Asterisk, according to Zero.
Yeah. This entire thing, I streamed making this entire map.
Neat.
Nice. I
It's
also
magnificent.
think we should light all 8 beacons, because each time we did, I didn't tell you guys, but we got these pages, and
Oh.
also a Tallman's been slowly getting closer to us.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck! What does he say that we have to collect his pages?
It's so slender. It's like skinny guy the eight beacons. Skinny the 8 beacon. So slender the 8 pages.
Oh no, I like Mender Man.
Hello, skinny bear.
I'm so
Okay.
tired.
Yes. All right. So
We'll be ending very soon.
yeah.
That was more a general state of the world thing, but I guess I should go to sleep.
All right. So we'll figure out a way to light the next beacon.
As I mentioned, if you want to use that one, right across the ravine in the upper city should be where the gummy station is. Taking something that can fly across there would most likely be your best bet. I would suggest taking your airship there, if that's what you plan to do. If you find whatever is left there, you might be able to find a working gummy engine, or you can find whatever crashed and destroyed that place. From what I understand from what people have told me, it was one of the first places that Chaos Side, as we're going to be calling it, seemed to attack. Not to mention, it is essentially the starting point for this entire world. This is where everybody should come off from the train. So, maybe you'll find some interesting things. Potentially, if the train really was bringing the 3 of you here, they could have things from your worlds there.
We must go to the station immediately.
It seems like a good bet to me. Though, Michelle, you were able to cast that spell that put the moonlight on that spot. Thank you for that. That helped us a lot. We were able to kill another one of those dark side.
I felt that the magic had been lifted quite recently. I was worried. It takes a lot to destroy the spell that I made. I was worried for you all.
A weird thing happened to Gilgamesh when that happened.
Do I seem different to you?
Different?
I feel different.
Gilgamesh, I can assure you, I'm connected to your heart. You are the same as you were before. Though, I will say there is a new connection that I feel with you.
What does that mean?
It almost feels as if there's 2 of you.
Two Gilgameshes.
I don't think I understand.
Book. He looks back toward the Michelle book. As he does, the Michelle book opens the map once more. As he does, he looks it over. Gilgamesh is here. As he circles the area you guys are in.
So far we follow.
But I also feel Gilgamesh here. As you see him circle this area. Gonna make it a different color again.
Make it like a darker red.
Maybe like a piss yellow.
Give me purple.
Ooh, purple's good.
I also
That
sense
fits.
Gilgamesh here.
What?
Why there?
I don't know.
That's very far.
I can't tell you why, but it feels like something, a part of you, whatever I'm sensing that this new connection to you is there.
See,
Did you anything
We
else
have more
happen?
friends.
Anything you can tell me that could have been anything tied to you?
Gilgamesh will recount his perspective of the events that happened against the dark side.
Specifically, do you leave anything out?
Gilgamesh has no reason to hide anything in present company.
That must be it then. I understand why this is familiar to me. Muna, you were saying?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just.
I think I know what it is. The reason it's so familiar to me is because I'm connected to it as well. Through Booyah. Gilgamesh, I believe that Keyblade you had sensed is there.
There's a Keyblade connected to me.
If that's what you saw, and I trust your instincts. If that is what you saw, and that is what I'm feeling, there potentially may be a Keyblade calling to you. Calling to your heart, which, again, is connected with me.
I don't understand what even spurred that on all of a sudden. It's not the first time we felt a dark side.
It's the other thing you mentioned that concerns me now. All of the islands moving.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that, but then we got off track.
If they're moving as you say they are, I most likely cannot target them with any magic any longer. That being the case, it is, as you say, the only one with the authority to move them is the leader of this world.
You're certain? Akrod does not strike me as someone who would be making these islands move listlessly across the sky.
Shall I share with you my thought that may be happening?
Please, we shall.
He looks to Zarel, and please do not take this the wrong way.
I will listen.
Is there not a small chance that he has learned of me? What if he plans to use this to wipe me out?
We will not let that happen.
There's a potential for that, but would he really sacrifice where Zarel is to do that?
No. Not to my understanding. But I believe he knows that Zarel can leave this place. I can't.
Unless we free you.
Unless you free me. At which point, I believe I will get as far away from where he thinks I am as possible.
The southern continent seems abandoned.
I believe I may rendezvous somewhere different. If there's ever a chance that this place is compromised, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait on your airship with you. Or maybe I'll find another place around here that can protect me. All I know is until these creatures are dealt with, I can't leave the planet. I'm not even sure if I'd want to, even if I could. Cherished is my home. I went through everything to drag you all here so that you could help me defend it. To just leave after that would be wrong, I think.
I find myself struggling with that question as well. I'm not sure where I would ever go anymore.
Perhaps making my way to a different continent would be best, but for the time being, until I know fully that Akron is not trying to kill me with these things, knowing full well that anyone else around here could leave except for me, that is going to be what I think is going on. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know why. I don't know if he knows for a fact what's going on, but...
Wait, you don't know how he would be doing it?
I don't know how he would be finding out about me.
That's what...
But to be fair, there is a glowing beacon dome of light over top of me.
Artemis.
We shall see. I'll try to find the humor in it where I can. You, all of you, however, if this truly is his goal, I ask that you make haste. If you can light one of those lighthouses, I ask you do so.
Would it...
The next one
Would
that
it
is
light-
lit, I know that I'll have the power to escape this place.
And then, when you've escaped, would that lighthouse to remain lit?
It is difficult to turn them off once they are lit. That is why we don't.
I see.
There's one of the other then.
There is a question I would like a clarification on.
Of course.
You've heard many times it's said that lighting 8 of them will protect the entirety of the world.
In theory, it's...
Are there beacons on the other continents?
There are 8 beacons in total, in the entirety of Cherish. Potentially there are other artifacts out there that could act as them, but as far as what it's supposed to be here, there are 8 beacons.
Supposed to be.
These beacons, they are magic. They unlock magic throughout the world. They're all here on the northern continent because this is where the king is. All of the artifacts are around here because of that. That being said, there are sconces, we'll call them, lighthouses, all over the world. When they are lit, they unlock magic. The more that are lit at any given time, the more magic is birthed into this world. Unfortunately, this has many effects. Not only does it make everyone around this world stronger, it also makes the threats in this world stronger. Not only that, children who are born into this world gain more magical potential. Whether that is good or bad depends on what happens to them, obviously. There are many things that happen when these beacons are lit. When 4 are lit, that is safe, from what I understand. The world becomes magical, yes, as magical as any world out there. 5 or more, the very air you breathe will be magic.
Reminiscent of Mario Dome.
The chair of the second dragon warned that a certain amount of them would destroy part of the world.
That is also a belief.
Maybe it means that maybe it implies the mundanity of it all being destroyed.
I believe that these beacons were only ever all lit at once, one time. And that is before many people record history. But as far as the information we gather from the first dragon, he found the beacons atop of 8 elemental lighthouses. which means they were brought there, which means they were used until they finally burnt out. That is the only way that the beacons turn off, is when they finally burn out, ready to be used again. To our knowledge, the last time the 8 were ever lit at once was the fall of the civilization that created the race of the Cherished.
But they've been lit. Have a couple of them been lit throughout since?
As again, I've said, there have been many. 5 is too much, from what people say.
Does that mean that when you were bound here, 4 had to be lit to do it?
When I was bound here, I was bound here in almost the absence of it. Whenever I was bound here, I don't even know if 1 beacon was necessary. But this place is far more than that. This place was made to hold beings. It is a lighthouse, yes, but as I mentioned to you before, each of the places that were created from those 8 elemental lighthouses that are scattered throughout this world have a reason behind them. This one was made for isolation. I'm not using the power of the beacons to separate me from them. I'm taking in as much power as I safely can until I am too strong for this trap. Because I am connected to this place, every beacon that connects it also empowers myself, and through me it empowers you.
So,
once I am strong enough, this enchantment, this place, will no longer be able to hold me.
Right.
That also means if all 8 were to be lit, I most likely would become the strongest being on this planet.
Unless the lighthouses were then turned off.
Exactly. If anyone were to be destroyed at that point, it probably would be me.
I mean, would you though? You're also connected to us. We'd also be getting that power in some way, right?
He shrugs. It's happened way before my life started. We don't know what happens when all 8 of them are going to be lit. The last thing we know what happened is that the race that had created the race of the Cherished disappeared.
Deco.
Some say it was good. Some say it was bad.
Deco.
Yeah?
Deception. Keep this card. Next time you feel you're being deceived by an NPC you have a good standing with, you may use this card and roll any stat against them. If you succeed, the NPC reveals anything the player wishes them to. I think he knows more, and he's not telling us.
Okay. You're wanting to use that no take backsies?
No takes backsies.
Okay. If
No
he
takes
has any knowledge, we'll see what happens. Where is your card?
It is right here, next to the dice tower.
Are you sure you want to learn the truth? It could be an embarrassing photo of you at the Christmas party.
Joke's on you, I don't celebrate Christmas.
What stat do you want to roll against them?
I guess there's only one stat I should roll against him, and I guess it's willpower.
Okay. Go ahead
Get
and
off
roll
as
me
many
d20
tokens
plus your
possible.
willpower.
Okay.
Nope.
Is this... Yeah, I had a feeling.
This is fake card stuff. No additions. No nothing.
In the hole it goes.
Into the hole it goes.
That was almost a 20.
That was so
Ow,
close to a
ow,
fucking
ow,
20.
ow.
Come on, Dice.
I'll say this, you have a higher willpower than him.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I see.
Tico,
What's up?
can any of these special dice be used on that?
Like I said, this is fate card stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing
Okay.
that can interfere with fate card stuff are other fate cards.
Understood.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Why are you sighing so heavily?
Hey, Hibiki, do you want another deception?
Are you sure?
I have 3 of these.
You have 3 of the what?
Yeah.
Oh
What do you mean you have 3 of the? Oh, because of the heart things. Yeah, okay.
I have 3 of these.
Do you want to try again, Hibiki?
Sure, I will try again.
Roll me again. Remember, guys, the fleetings you guys are giving, they're not working right now. This is fake
Yeah.
card shit.
I don't do anything.
This is fake card shenanigans.
The
The
13.
power of friendship.
This is the power of bullshit, but it's pretty strong.
Fuck!
Oh,
How the fuck
Okay.
you gonna do that shit, motherfucker?
but Joe just looks at you and goes, "No,
Uh,
no."
well, that annoys me.
I love this actually.
That annoys the absolute shit out of me. What's the neutral one do again? Yeah, you know what? I want to use the neutral one to make him critically fail instead. Because willpower's a mental stat. Fuck
It is
you.
a mental stat. That was
Critically
the
fail.
that was the hint and wink wink I was trying to like say.
I misread it. No, I didn't.
But hey,
But
it's
now I
fine.
know. I wanted to do it legit. Fuck you.
It took 3 deceptions for this one thing that might not even be a thing. He could just be honest.
It's just the
You think
principle
that
of
you
the
think
matter.
that he knows more, is what you're saying.
Yes, and he's not telling us. For whatever reason, I don't know, but I'm getting that feeling in me that he might know more.
Hibiki, you look at him. As you do, you find that he does seem to, through looking to the silhouette, you do find that he does seem to somewhat look over toward the pages behind him as he's talking about this. Do you want to say anything?
Michel?
Hmm?
You were specifically put here for your knowledge. Are you sure that there's nothing more you know about this that could be the reason why you were put here in the first place? If there's some reason you're not telling us, that is. You know that we're your friends, right? We've come this far. Surely you can trust us with more, right?
He looks to you. You hold me in very high regard, Hibiki. I am not nearly as knowledgeable as you think.
You literally moved one of the islands a little bit so that it would shine down moonlight on an area.
You did
Hibiki,
what only the Lord of this world could.
from you saying that, you then remember everything everyone else was saying. Where the only people who can move the islands, because the islands themselves and the rest of this world, hi 919 official, how you guys doing? The island themselves and the people and the will of this world only lets one person do that.
Mm-hmm. I remember because earlier there was
Way.
something that he stumbled over that he doesn't know how the king does it. I caught that, and I thought that was just you making a mistake. Everyone we've talked to seems to understand that only the king has the authority to move those islands, Michel. So how did you do it?
Hibiki.
The world itself is alive from what we understood, and it only gives, I guess, the third dragon that power.
It picks someone.
If there's something that you haven't been telling us, please, Michelle. People go up to him and just put a hand on his shoulder. You can trust us, you know that.
The rest of you? What do you think?
I think now you've been hiding something. But my course is undeterred by this. I would prefer your honesty.
I can't say I disagree.
Ibuki's right. We've come this far. We intend, I, at the very least, intend to see it through to the end. Whatever the end is.
It's better we know now instead of finding out at the worst moment.
There are some things that can't be taken back.
And this is one of those things.
I know.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I need to look at something very, very quickly. I need to look at
I remember the
very-
neutral power of
very, very
deception for the
quickly.
future.
Hibiki accidentally breaks the plot. Oh god, here we go.
It was
Let's go.
because it was that specific instance, like I mentioned earlier, that he stumbled over
Yeah.
his words about
I
not
was
knowing
so-
about the king thing.
I was just like so in the mental of Gilgamesh. He didn't put two. He's just not put two and two together. Of how did Michelle do that with this new information?
I'm glad
I don't know.
that you
I got
guys
sent to the
took it
sky.
over, because once again, I was like, this doesn't sound right, but as Zarel, I literally can't say it. And so
This is like-
just sit here.
This me asking about the island, I was going to ask that way earlier, but then
It's like
funny
the entire
things
time we're
happened.
talking about only the king can do it. It's like then they cannot be the king. Someone else has to be the reason. I'm glad that you pieced
You
it out.
see
I just sat here
him-
the entire time like I can't talk about it.
You see him sigh as he does. Remember back when we were talking about Zarel's egg
Yeah,
and how when you had brought to me the question from the third dragon, how you had brought up that perhaps the third dragon thought that I destroyed or killed Zarel before.
mm-hmm.
And how I said that that could not be true.
Yes.
He brings his hand up, taking the book in hand. As he does, allow me to shed this farce. And again, I am sorry. This was not meant to harm you. This was meant to make things simpler. The white light around Michel disperses instantly, as if he was never actually impeded by it to begin with.
Ah!
As you see a being in front of you, very similar, extremely similar in face and stature, as well as horns, to the leader of this world,
Spicy the wars.
the Lord Dragon. the third dragon, Lord Akron.
Oh.
As he looks to you guys, he stares about nervously for a second before looking to Zarel, looking to everybody else, and giving a very small smile.
You see on Gilgamesh's face a genuine shock. His mouth is hanging open.
I am Akron. I am also known as my original name, Michel Zahar.
Oh.
And as he says that, I think we're gonna end things off there.
Holy fucking shit!
Michel Zahar.
This is a beautiful, spicy divorce.
Michel
I'm just gonna
Zahar.
bring this
Before
over.
I was piqued, now I'm interested.
I'm just bringing over the meme again.
We go to the me right now. Follow, you need to update the me.
Can you lock this thing, please?
Yeah, okay, hold on, I'll lock it. Yeah.
Okay.
How
alright,
did I
okay, so
figure
let's look at this simply, alright?
Yeah, it's literally like a fucking fighting game palette swap.
Your
Oh, he's got different. No, his little front hair is different, but
there you go, thanks. Thanks, your pig.
Did you spell that name, or did somebody else spell that name for Michel Zahar?
I spelled it. I don't know how it's actually spelled.
I'm pretty sure there's an X in there, if I had to guess.
There's not.
This makes sense, by the way, Fomo.
What makes
There's
sense?
an X in there.
There's an X.
There's probably
There it
an
is.
X in their full name. And this
Well,
makes
There's
a lot
not.
of-
There's not an X.
There's not an X. Okay, then.
Oh, okay, you're
So
just
it's not
fucking
a-
Mary.
Remember,
What the-
that's a Xehanort thing. I don't.
That's a
We don't. There's no
yeah.
Xehanort in this universe.
Yeah.
No one's
It's
getting
white
nervous,
hair and
so-
yellow eyes.
Oh, it's the M then. Mehanort.
Shut the fuck. What the fuck? Oh, God damn.
Dude, this is
was
great for me. Not
was-
only do I have two dads, but they're the same dad.
is that why Akron's heart's pitch black? Is that why it was pitch black?
When you and your buddy
They've
decided
all-
to divorce yourself.
The day that you guys looked into his heart as well, if you remember, they were both humming the same song.
Song.
They were.
Michelle was pure white light. Oh.
So he's still technically trapped here, right?
hmm
Or was that? Or
He's
was
trapped
Oh.
here. He can't leave here, but he was lying about himself not having a form.
He was lying. He's actually fucking Akron. Or Akron's actually him.
And that's why he knew that Akron knew that he wouldn't be the one killing that killed Zarel, because he's like, no, that's
Oh
my
my-
son. He wouldn't do that.
Then why the fuck is he here? How is he here?
He got sealed away. He got sealed away by Akron.
What do you mean? How did this happen?
Anthony,
So, like-
don't worry. Let's think about that next session. You have other shit to worry about on Monday. We can come back to it.
What is going on in this game? How did I crack this open so,
So-
wide?
This is something that whenever I did this game the last time, the party never found out until it was far too late.
Michelle was
We
at
have
the.
Master
We-
Detective Freaky here.
Did we find the nobody?
Who knows what they are?
I just wanted
Oh,
to
no.
talk about
Divorce
the
is what
island
they
thing.
are.
I wasn't expecting this.
You knew he was lying. You thought you knew, but he actually gave you an answer you weren't even expecting in any way. So
I
you
had to listen to
successfully-
the exact thing you wanted to know about, and he's like, and you mentioned the things, and he's like, fuck, the only I can't explain that without basically just going, yeah, I'm the guy that can move those.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I'm the
Also,
CEO.
that's how
fine.
he knows that Akron can move them, because Akron is also him.
We're
Oh,
him.
I will never get tired of this trope. Oh, what a good day.
I love how they're both ever so slightly different. When they do the fusion dance, it becomes Mouse and Akron.
Today we fed full planet reveal.
So you
half
guys
of it,
know
really.
that Akron is a name that he was given. Akron
Yeah.
literally means cultivator. He really
Yeah.
literally means the one who like is in charge. His
That really makes-
name, if you were to ask him his real name, he would have said Zahar.
Zahar. Michel Zahar.
Okay, I see how his name is now. That's funny.
Oh my fucking god.
Today was a session for the believers.
So
All
how-
the haters and losers. They're not
Oh
allowed.
my god. How do we smush them back together?
So like now that I'm looking at this, there's
Let's wait until the Cell Saga for that one.
Okay.
how
I
did
think for
fucking-
gay marriage, all things are possible.
Yeah.
was the Cherished thing just a complete lie then?
Yep.
Oh
It was
my-
an absolute
He
lie.
knew the whole time. He was just playing up being a regular human the whole fucking
Me
time.
when I lie.
Me when I
He
lie.
He did not want you guys to know certain things because he's like, no, I totally just had beef on him. I totally just had like things
I know
that people
he's
would
gonna
know.
cherish. Don't worry about it.
Which gives us even more credence to the idea. Did we actually talk to Akron? Because why would he think Michelle did it? Because he knows he wouldn't do it.
Brave.
Unless all that vitriol was for like a different thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
My favorite movie, Me, Myself, and Zarel.
I just imagine the 2.5 men. Sorrel's just pretending.
Also, the fact that he can affect our bodies, but
Oh
he can't
my.
affect our hearts. That's what
He doesn't have a heart!
because he doesn't have a heart, but he can somehow be in our hearts slightly because he's connected to our bodies. Is what's
We're
happening.
gonna make him the most powerful being on the planet, as if he wasn't already by default before all this.
Now that just makes me wonder, like, was Hestus Boa involved with Zarel's death still? Because I feel like when it comes to these two, they should be pretty much know when the other's around to done a thing.
I didn't
now.
die. I'm right here, but I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I finally did it. I sealed my gay thoughts.
He just gets enough.
Could you imagine this entire was actually a metaphor for gay repression?
I don't think Nico's that like absolutely batshit
The
insane.
funny thing about it is you guys are extremely close.
What does that mean?
I'm telling you.
It's not
this is
it's not
session.
it's not that, but it's extremely close and it's very funny. We'll learn more
Is
next
that
time
gay
probably.
repression? But
Next time.
But I said the funny one.
Where you divorce yourself and raise a child.
They legalized it about 40 years ago, brother.
Fuck.
I can't fucking believe this shit. I
I
can't.
wasn't ready for any of.
Kiki, what the fuck?
At least we found out before one of them could become the Nowhere King. Just saying.
God damn it! I love how it all, except for the horns, they're it's just a fighting game colors.
This session has it all.
It's a pretty
Peg
fun.
leg, Gilgamesh
almost
might be a
there.
Kiwil Beeler,
Yeah.
gay marriage, divorce again. Somehow Melon made it back.
Watt's probably
Everyone got
there too.
overshadowed in this one.
I thought Mel was gonna be like the
I was
capstone. No,
overshadowed to you. I immediately told CG.
amazing. I can't.
For game. Thank you for this game.
You know what? Yeah, just thank you for this game in general.
I very quickly made this token right here out
Yeah.
of the art. I need to make it more close to the stature. I'll do that next time.
Mhm.
It's close enough.
It's close
Oh, yeah.
enough.
I found the Kingdom Hearts.
And Thrill, how come God let you have two dads?
Why
They're
do
just
you
one
wear-
god technically, but
Why do you wear your cape like that? Because I wouldn't wear it on both shoulders. Why not? Because I wouldn't. What?
What?
Me, myself, I wouldn't. Shut the fuck up.
I'm glad we got this. This is funny.
I can't
I
believe
still can't.
I'm
get
also
over
glad
the
we used
fact
up
that-
all the deception carbs, so we don't have to worry about those anymore.
Fuck you, I still have one.
Yeah, I'm playing.
And fuck you twice, I can still get more.
What were you saying, Pomo?
I was just saying, I just can't believe this whole thing was cracked up in my one little Asian boy.
You might
one
not have
Asian boy who's not that good at thinking thought hard for the first time.
He had his
This-
first thought.
CPK
I will say,
Sapiens?
the other two rolls that happened, Hibiki would have failed if it wasn't for the making the critically fail thing.
Yeah, I had a feeling that out of everyone, he would probably have a very high willpower stat.
Yeah, you technically have more, but you don't actually have more. You
That's
technically have more.
fantastic. So wait,
He
I
might
think I
have
might-
he might have certain extra things, you know, being a dragon. So
I just realized that the Michel Zahar has the fucking garp pose. That's great.
Yep.
He's got the whole, he stands the fuck up in ways Akron can't hope to.
He's got the bouncer build.
Yeah, he does.
He's
Akron's got the sword. I wonder if does Michelle's nails also black or are they gray like his hair?
They're black because
Oh, okay.
they're like his scales. You can see his
That would've
scales
been
on his
really-
cheeks.
Okay, it'd been really funny if they weren't though.
Michelle and Akron.
Michelle looks
they're-
like he looks like Xehanort, man. Come on.
Yeah,
He
he's
looks
got
like Xehanort.
yellow eyes.
Get rid of the horns and the smile. He looks like Xehanort.
Buff Xehanort, buff dad Xehanort.
like fucking the nobody Xehanort from 2, like that
Hey.
one.
We've been spelling Michel wrong the whole time. It was Mixel because the X is a Chi sound.
The true
hate
buff Riku, says typical novice.
Oh my
I-
god.
Fuck.
Okay, I have to actually go to sleep.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you
go
very
sleepy
much.
time.
Goodbye.
Think about this while you sleep. Good
We're
night.
gonna
Mwah.
end the recording. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.